Collie and gets the clearance out of the centre straight away. Comes out to left half forward. Getting there and picking it up is Jono Fenwick from HBL. Pumps it back up the wing here on the members' side. Ball hits the ground. There's a contest. Ducking into the tackle was Davidson from Jack Davison from Collie, and the umpire is going to ball it up. Says you led with your head, so no free kick. Up they go. And this one's won down by the Collie ruckman. He gets it out to his teammate Murphy, and it's taken over the line. So rucking for Collie, we've got Cameron Davison.
We did call that, didn't we, that he might have to pinch in for the ruck. So
big job for him today.
Good matchup for Southern Lock and Security, this one.
So Fletcher and Davison. Fletcher takes the ball out of the ruck cleanly, tries to get it up to centre half forward. They come out, meet the footy. Big fist on there from Piper. Now the ball goes inside 50 for HBL. They set off after it. It's a bit of a fumble there. Now the ball's picked up. The handball goes out to Offer on his right boot. Doesn't make the distance. The intercept there by Collie. Good smother. Ball still in dispute. Oh. And the umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up about 30 metres out from Collie's, from HBL's goal, almost directly in front. HBL kicking to the left of screen. To the town end, Croney.
To the town end, that's right, Macca.
Up they go. Ball's fallen down to the Collie player in Poller. Gets it out, and there's a mark on the chest to Cameron. Not paid. Gets a handball away. Ball comes up to half-back, but in a beautiful interception mark by the HBL player there in Piper. So Piper.
That's Saunders there. But
He's
been in very good form as Saunders.
Saunders goes in all on his own. He gave it to Boucher. Boucher dropped what he should have taken, then goes into the pocket after he recovers. Panetta can't get boot to ball for HBL. The tackling's pretty fierce, straight up, and Collie
I'm liking the enthusiasm.
Being very competitive.
Yeah, I'm liking just the enthusiasm. They're patting each other on the back. They just got to make that last for 4 quarters.
So Fletcher and Davison. Fletcher flicks it over the back into the corridor. It could be dangerous. Ball couldn't be gathered by Timewell. Didn't time it so well. Bignell gathers it, the little bull terrier for Collie, and tumbles the ball down the corridor. But winning the foot race there is Heenan. He gets the ball out on that far wing. Oh, big hit coming in from Michael. Ball still in dispute. HBL clean it up now. They link up by hand down the far side. Bring it into the corridor. No one can mark the footy. It's picked up beautifully by Selmeri. He takes on all comers, and then they go bang back down to the wing where it came from. There's a contest in the air. Getting out after the footy's Martelli. Can't pick it up, and it'll be a throw in just forward to centre wing for HBL.
Good to see Sam Selmeri out there for the Eagles. Very good footballer in his own right.
Absolutely. Ball come back into play. Fletcher and Davison. Fletcher starting to assert his ascendancy in this contest. Gets this one down just in front of his foot. Gathered by Bignell of Collie. Tries to take a couple on. Gets a handball out to Cameron. And Cameron there's been a free kick going the way of HBL's Fletcher.
Hold on, Fletcher.
So Fletcher just goes long and strong to the hot spot. They fly. No one can mark. Getting out the back there was Rinder. He still has the football taken on then and sees it over the line, and there'll be a throw in around 30 metres around from HBL's goal in that left pocket.
I think the word will go out to Cam Davison, just not to body Fletcher, just to have a run at him from a side or back position.
Absolutely. He's going to have to get a run and jump at him. He's not going to be able to body with him. If he bodies up, no ruckman can get hold of it. Collie, though, have the ball in their back pocket, try to get it out, but it's intercepted there beautifully by who's wearing number 9 for HBL. Maybe I got the number mixed up there. Up they go. It's one down by Fletcher, gets it, takes it out of the ruck, snaps it forward. Dirty football by HBL. Good tackle there, and that's holding the ball.
That's what they're going to have to do consistently throughout the day. Their tackling has been very, very good.
So Cameron laid that tackle and kicks the ball out into that hard up against the boundary line in the pocket, and Collie bring it out now to half back.
That's not so good.
And that's out on the Barry Bull. So Collie to bring the ball, HBL to bring the ball back in. Away they go. Gets to the hot spot. No one can take the mark. Cameron's there again to mop up. He's tackled as he gathers it. And its ball's locked up about 25 metres out from HBL's goal, dead in front.
I'm putting Cameron down for a tackle of the day, thanks to Bunbury Murrah service early.
Fletcher just smacks that forward, but intercepting it is the Collie defence. Oh, and the ball's gone to ground. There's a snap on by Panetta, and he's put it through. Good little work by the little pressure forward, Craney.
It was of that, and we might even have a contender for Western All Pass Services goal of the day
Absolutely,
already.
Absolutely. That was quick.
He did that very well. He didn't have much time to think. They've been under a bit of pressure at the Collie defence, and they just let that one leak out there, but that was very, very well done by Panetta.
Oh, yes, he put himself in the right position, square, front and centre, and the ball came to him, and he took it cleanly, as quick as a flash, whacked it on the right boot and split the big ones for the first score of the day. And which way do you reckon the wind is favouring, Craney? It's not really favouring anything, is it? The flag there is telling us it's favouring the change room, the Collie, what do you call it, the club room's end.
Bike track.
social room's end.
Oh, velodrome over the back
there.
She's seen better days.
Yeah, could do with a bit of a spray paint, you reckon, Craney?
Get your push bike out after this Macca and have a crack
I don't think so. I'll be on my bike, though.
Jared O'Brien has been around that track a few times, I'll tell you that.
Fletcher wins the knock again. Taking it as cleanly was Anderson. Gets it tackled and gets a handball away to Templeton. He can't do it cleanly, but they still get it forward. Collie now repel. Bringing out offences Elliott. Really good job up the wing. Attacking it well was Michael. Couldn't take the mark. Ball spills over the line and there'll be a throw-in just forward to centre for the Eagles.
They've got to be worried of that too, the Eagles, with Ty Anderson and Jack Fletcher.
Oh.
Once Ty Anderson gets on a bit of a run like that, they stopped him that time, which was very good.
And Anderson can go from inside to out very quickly. One down by Davison this time. Got it to Romain. Romain couldn't take it cleanly, so they tied up. There'll be a ball on right on that far centre wing. Smack bang in the middle. Umpire throwing the ball up. Fletcher and Davison. Fletcher wins this one, but smacks it towards the boundary line and it goes over it. So now there'll be a ball in on that centre wing for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes, Craney.
Pretty impressive start, though, for a game of footy, isn't it? Collie's throwing a fair bit at him. Just can't get the ball in the forward 50 at the moment. Ball
comes back into play. It wasn't the best throw-in by the umpy. Anderson had it. He was stripped of it. Umpire said incorrect disposal, so Michael wins a free kick for that tackle. Collie about to go into attack. He just puts it up high. It goes inside 50. They fly. That's a really good intercept marked by the HBL player, and he finds Carboni at centre half back. Immediately he plays on after the mark. Looks for offer in the middle of the ground. Kick not great. Collie get a chance to repel if they can get their hands on it. It's now out here on this members wing. Offer somehow strips the ball, puts a big up and under kick and covers about 10 metres. No one can win the footy. Poller's in pole position. Can't find it. Gets a handball out now. Collie run towards the boundary line. Awkward left foot kick up the wing. And there's an intercept mark there taken by Anderson. He chips to find a teammate immediately in Netherton. And they just forward to this centre wing. It's an attempted short pass, came off the boot a bit ugly. It's at half forward for HBL right now. Getting his head over the footy, Soulos can't win it. Bignell, he comes in like a flash, gathers it, the bullish bull terrier, and he's nearly had his beautiful pink jumper ripped off and showed a lot of colour on his back.
But you've got to love the way he goes about the business.
Oh, he's just intensity personified.
It's straight at the footy, isn't it?
Yeah, I love the way he goes about it. So Davison and Fletcher to do battle again. This time Davison gets a piece of it, but it goes to Anderson. Anderson with a beautiful handball to Soulos. Soulos kicks it over his shoulders, cleared the pack.
It's going to go through.
I'll tell you what, I don't think there's any skin on it. There's not. And that is Craney. That is a contender for the Western All Pest Services goal of the day.
Yeah, I think everyone just misjudged that, didn't they? I don't know what happened there. It just rolled over the back and rolled through. And that's the trouble. Collie have been working very hard, but HBL have been finding a way through. They're very quick when they get the run on. I'll just have a quick around the grounds thanks to Geograph Civil. South 8 goals 6, AMR 3 goals 3. I just got a text from Wiseman, the coach down there, looking too slick for AMR at the moment, moving the ball well. Bourne and Bodie Nordell looking in good form. Thanks to Daniel Wiseman for your update at Margaret River.
Okay, so Craney, that breeze definitely favouring the change room's end, and HBL have got 2 goals into it, so Collie up against it.
Yeah, they're struggling to get it past the forward line.
Big knockdown by Fletcher. head over the footy there and winning it well for Collingwood's pitches. And the umpire's going to ball it up again after he was tied up by Saunders.
Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB.
They're sponsoring Craney's expert comments and expertise. They are Remain for Collie. Had the footy for a split second, then it was taken off, and he's won a free kick for an indiscriminate tackle.
They also sponsor that great show on Friday afternoons, On the Ball.
So Remain gave it to Bignell. Bignell back to Remain by hand, and Remain's put a beautiful kick out to that half-back flank. Hard up against the boundary line they go. Ball comes up the wing, and that's a great take by Michael. He's offering something across half forward for Collie.
It's this next one in there struggling a little bit with.
This time he's found Davison, the ruckman. He takes the mark, wheels around, goes inside with a low kick. Ball's attempted mark by Piper. Ball slipped over the back. Piper grabs the footy again, gets it across to Matt Fenwick. Now they bring the ball out of defence. HBL really well read by the Collie player there who intercepted. He's picked it up. He's brought to ground. Umpire says, I will have it.
He just needed to finish that off, didn't he?
And he's won a free kick, actually. So that was really good work by Jack Davison. Ball goes inside now by Collie to the hot spot, and a safe mark taken on the chest. Read it best, your man, Jace Fontana.
Here's our man. Come on, Jace.
So the pack had formed there, Craney, and they were waiting for the ball to come in and drop short, and Jace Fontana just came from the diagonal and slipped in front and took an easy one on the chest.
Yeah, but Jack Davison, take a bow there. He just went through at 100 mile an hour. Everyone was sort of looking. He wanted that footy, and he took it to set up a chance. And this will be a great goal for the Collie Eagles if Jace can put this one through. Jace Fontana.
So he's dead in front, and he'll be kicking it from about 35. In he comes off that left boot. Sets sail, looks pretty good. Yep, he likes it, and they get a much-needed goal, the Collie Eagles, and keeps them in touch with HBL.
Yes, that's right. Well, they've been working very hard, the Collie Eagles, haven't they? And it's the first real foray into 50. As I said, it was due to hard work and a good reading of the football. Sometimes you just got to back yourself in, and I reckon that's where the Collie Eagles are at. They need to back themselves in at every opportunity.
Well, young Jack Davison backed himself in right there. It came running from a fair way back, ended up getting first purchase on that ball, brought it to ground, and then followed up again, just kept running straight through and won a free kick. It was excellent work by young Davidson.
And young Cam Davison too, in the ruck. He needs to run Fletcher around. He's struggling with him at the stoppages, but he needs to run him around the ground. Yeah,
particularly if there's a mark or something taken, he needs to run into space because Fletcher may struggle to go with him, and that's how he can get on top of him that way. Up they go. Fletcher wins this one down. Head over the footy was Templeton. Couldn't quite take it. Now the ball spills out to Anderson. Anderson gets a handball away to a teammate in Netherton. He goes inside. The intercept is done there by Elliott, and they scrap the ball outside of 50, but it's back in the hands of HBL. HBL attempt to go. There's a beautiful pass there. Taken outside from 60 metres ago, long to the teeth of goal. Michael drops the mark, but the ball comes to ground. No one can really pick it up. I've got a touch of the fumbles. That was Poller there. And now Collie win the footy and then bring it out, and Rinder has taken the mark. He's repelled the ball quite a few times today. Ball goes over the head of Remain. It's now up here just on the wing. Umpire's found a free kick, and it's going to go to Cuxon from the HBL Football Club. So just forward to centre wing. Looking for options. Elects to go long down the line to the half-forward flank. They fly. No one can take the mark. Polar first on the ground. Once again, a touch of the fumbles. Elliott fighting on with Panetta. He's already kicked a cracking goal. Panetta sees the ball over the line deep in that left forward pocket for the HBL Lions, and that's where it'll be brought back into play.
It's easier said than done, but that one grab footy just has to happen, doesn't it? You give the opposition a chance, especially a side like HBL, they'll pounce on it. If
Polar can clean that up, he'll do a very good job for Collie today. It's one down by Davison this time. Ball's taken by Templeton, dribbles it along the ground, and Collie repel once again. Still inside D50. Now the ball is with Zach Palatti. They still can't get the ball to boot. It's pretty scrappy in there. Michael gets it, just rolls it about 2 metres along the ground. And now, look out. Here's Anderson. Runs to 50. Goes long to the teeth of goal. It's just off. He's gone right
there
through.
You go.
Into that breeze. Fantastic. Just showing all his class there when given space was Anderson. And he kicks his first for the day. And On the
Southwest Isuzu scoreboard.
Thank you, Craney. It is Collie Eagles 1-6 trailing HBL 3 goals straight. 18.
We just spoke about that. If you let the Lions pounce on something, and that's exactly what Ty Ensign did. It was a bit of a messy ball on the other side. He pounced on it, ran towards. He was just outside 50 and let rip, and it went through for the third goal for HBL.
And we're going to come back to the centre of the ground for a ball up for KFC. Fletcher and Davison are still going to go at it. There's been no chop out for either ruckman yet. Fletcher definitely winning the tap outs at this point in time. Bit of funky music's arced up out on the background there. And
coming from the ladies' day, is it?
One down by Davison really well now, but the first person who arrives Templeton gets a slick handball out to his backman who just belts it long to centre half forward. They arrive, offer can't marks, been pushed under the ball. He said that the first fellow who stood underneath it, Polar.
Pure courage by Polar. He knew what was coming there. That was very, very brave.
So Polar at centre half back.
I don't know whether I would have done it, but it's very, very brave.
He got it out to young Chitty. Robert Chitty, who's still inside D50. Now, he goes long up to the wing. That's really good lead. And that's a mark taken there. Who was that? Palatti, was it? And the ball goes over the top. It's taken now beautifully by Davidson. He's running around, like I said, has a bounce. He gets to 35, has a shot on goal, and Cameron takes a mark over the back. Darty Cameron, he's going to go back and he's on the right side for a right footer. He's got no daylight to speak of, so he's going to have a shot around the corner from about 15 metres.
That was well worked by Collie down there. Kicking was fantastic.
He fires on goal. He's totally muffed it. It's out on the full across the face, but Davison just took the mark there. He ran to space like we spoke about, Crane. He had a bounce and really set up the opportunity for Collie.
Well, that's where the kick come in. It was to the forward's advantage, and when Davison runs like that, that's what he's going to have to do around Fletcher. Fletcher's a good ruckman, as we all know, a really good ruckman, but he needs to try and run him off his feet.
All right, so the ball's about to come back into play by Heenan, the backman for HBL. He's put in a pass to Williams, who's taken the mark. Williams then finds Carboni, who's an excellent player who knows how to find space and run into space. He'll collect 20 uncontested marks today, I reckon, Craney. That's what he does.
He gathers, doesn't he? He's a gatherer.
Plays a lot like Jared Schofield, former West Coast Eagles and Port Premiership player. He goes long up the wing, offers there with young Jack Davison. Davison contested well, got it ground, but it's picked up by Anderson. He got it off to a teammate in Saunders. They go into the middle of the ground. Ball's back into dispute. Head over the footy again was Davidson. Coming at it hard too was Elliott. But the spirit is up by the Eagles, Crane.
It is, and I like it. The confidence, has got to build. And a couple of goals on the scoreline will do that for you.
Up they go. It's one down by Davison again. He's got some pep in his step as Bignell thumps it forward and coming out and taking the mark on his chest beautifully is Cummings. He goes long from outside 50. It's a bit up and under. He's asking a bit of Fontana. He was in the right spot. Ball's gone over the boundary line off hands.
No, hands in the back.
No, hands in the back. So free kick there to HBL. They bring the ball out, or not quite out of defence, but it's up onto just inside D50. It's that man... Heenan again, and he puts in a low pass looking for Fletcher, who drops what he should have taken, trips over. He's got that much time, tries to put a handball over a teammate who's in a little bit of trouble. I'm pretty sure that was Carboni, and he's gone long, and now that kick has been intercepted, and Collie will repel off half-back through Elliott, who's playing quite a good game. He finds his ruckman Davidson just behind.
They're starting to find a few more targets, aren't they? They were a bit wasteful when they Collie Eagles had it
Space
in the first 10.
Space is opening up a bit. Davidson's been terrific the last 5 minutes. Goes long down the line. No one can mark. Ball goes across the line. Umpire says bring it in. Just forward to centre wing for the Eagles.
That was a percentage too by the Collie Eagles. They were outnumbered big time. The ball had to hit the deck, then HBL were off and running. So just a ball over the line. Gives them a bit of a time to reset. And
if we're looking at the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, it's still a 12-point lead to HBL, but Collie have stemmed the flow. It's one down by Fletcher with a big thump this time, but it's roved by Bignell, reading it well. Gets it to Michael by hand. Michael just chips it up to the half-forward flank, getting underneath it. Cummings with the double grabber. Wants to play on immediately. Has to by hand. Turned around, couldn't see anything. The pressure was coming and tried to get it by hand to remain, but it didn't come off, so there'll be a ball up just in front of the scoreboard on the half-forward flank for Collie.
And we are looking for the best on ground thanks to WA Carpet Supermarket this afternoon.
Who's that so far, do you reckon, Craney?
Well, it's a bit of a mix this afternoon because no one's really stood... there's been a lot of good players, but no one, just one player.
Fletcher won it down to Carboni. Carboni handballed it out to Saunders. Saunders has a look and then goes long down the line to high half forward and the ball spills over the line. There will be a throw-in for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes.
And we're also looking for the rising star thanks to Hemp Brothers, Western Australia's most trusted hemp-based products. And looking to interesting Cummings got a couple of early touches for Collie. Yeah,
he's presenting well at centre forward. Ball's one down by Davidson. Fletcher, first man to arrive, keeps it in front of himself, trying to gather it. He does eventually, gets it over there to Netherton, who's in a bit of space. He handballs off to a teammate who wrong foots his opponent. That was Sulos. He puts it up to the teeth of goal. They fly. Thought that player from Collie in Selmeri might have been interfered in the contest, but the umpire lets it go. Now there's been a mark taken by Offer. Plays on, right foot snap, straight through the eye, diddle.
Gee, I tell you what, a little bit stiff the Collie Eagles then, I think. With them, and it results in a goal to a Blake Offer. One the Collie Eagles didn't really want to let go at this stage. They've worked very hard in this quarter as Cameron comes off onto the Harvey Norman to change bench for a little bit of a breather, which allows Pilati to come back onto the ground.
Selmeri was totally pushed out of that contest illegally, I reckon, Craney.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but that's what I was alluding to.
Well, we've got to let our listeners see hear what's going on because they can't actually see it, unless, of course, they're watching the live stream down at the Hungry Hollow.
So it's been a peak performance by City and Regional Force this quarter by both these sides, actually. It's pretty entertaining.
All right, it is. It's a good game of footy. Collie haven't got as much reward for effort and probably haven't utilised the breeze as much, but we'll be getting close to the end of this first quarter. Up they go. Ball's one down by Fletcher. Carboni straight off there onto his left boot and out to left half forward. Sitting out after it like a jackrabbit is Parfitt. He can't quite get a handle on it. He goes back. Collie now win the ball. And they will repel. By hand, Bignell has the footy. Gives it back to his teammate who brings it out of defence. And what a beautiful pass.
That was a clever kick, that.
A beautiful pass. And the ball is with Polar. It's at centre half back.
He only had one option. That was in the middle of a nest of HBL players, and he hit the target.
And once again, they found an unlikely target in Cummings, who's had to beat two. He drives the ball inside 50. Getting out after it. There was Michael, knocked a few out of the way, but the ball's back in HBL. Head over the footy, the ball's in dispute again. 40 metres out from Collie's goal. They're hanging on desperately, trying to create an opportunity. Ball's flinging around. It's like a pinball machine in there. Players and the football. There's tackles, everything going on, and there'll be a ball up 40 metres straight out in front of Collie's goal.
That was Jake Pilati in that contest. He was just going in.
They were not going to make anything easy. Fletcher slaps it back. Taken by Bignell. Fires on goal. Ball pitches. Goes over the top. Bignell gets his first. And a much-needed goal for the Eagles. And it's back to a 12-point ball game on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. It's the Eagles 2 straight 12 to HBL Lions 4 straight 24 for a breezy day and a fluky breeze at that, Craney. We haven't had a point kicked.
No, and that's right, and that bounces everything, wasn't it? That ball was going end over end. Defenders on the line, and the ball hit its bounce on its point, went over the head in through for a goal, and a very good goal to the Collie Eagles, and it's a bit of a reward for effort too, I would have thought.
Craney, we spoke about Bignell before the game, and he has been reading the ball off the contest and off the ruck knocks exceptionally today. Always in the right spot at the right time, it seems, as we're back in the middle for and KFC.
His work rate is outstanding.
One down by Fletcher this time.
Nice
head over footy taken up there beautifully by Pitches. He goes out wide to the half-forward flank and it beats all comers across the line, particularly his teammate in Chitty.
For the last part of the quarter, they've done pretty well around those clearances, which in the first part, HBL were winning quite easy.
Yeah, HBL have got a game on their hands, that's for sure. Ball's to come back into play on the right half forward flank for the Eagles. Ball's one down by Fletcher again. Working hard beautifully was Romain, got a handball away to a teammate, but the kick is offline, and it's gone out on the full, so there'll be a kick in from the back pocket by the Lions.
The big test for the Collie Eagles is they've been fantastic in this quarter, maintain with their pressure. Can they maintain that over a long period of time? You get young sides, they can do it for a little bit, and then they drift away. And if you drift away against a side like HBL, they can bang on 4 or 5 very quickly. So a good test for the Collie Eagles and Ash Stewart.
So hopefully their leaders in Bignell and Fontana and Davison can actually keep running for 4 quarters and set an example for the young fellas as Martelli.
Did that hit him on the head?
Yeah, Falconed. Martelli bring the ball long down the line.
Mate, he's playing the wrong game.
And it's gone across, so there'll be a throw in just forward to centre wing for the Eagles.
That come off with a fair bit of force, didn't it?
It was a funny-looking kick. He got funny purchase on it, Martelli, and it rolled around in the air. It would have been hard to judge, and as a consequence, someone's got a big burly imprint on their forehead. So ball comes back into play. Fletcher tries to take it out of the ruck, doesn't handle it properly. There's a scrap there right on the far centre wing. No one can get it out. Head over the ball, pitches, and the umpire's going to ball it up.
Tell you what, Pitches has been into it a bit this afternoon as well.
I like him around the clearance. He's been pretty good. So Fletcher uses his body, wins the knock. Carboni kicks the ball out of the air forward. Working hard, though, Collie. They've got numbers around the footy. The ball's still going HBL's way. Not this time now as Davidson again. Cameron, Jack hacks it forward. It's up on the wing. Oh, Cameron hit the ball hard, took on the tackler, went to ground. Ball spills out. It's tied up. I tell you what, this is an absolute dogfight, Craney, at the moment.
I was just watching that. Everyone stopped and they looked at the umpire and he goes, I've got nothing to say here. That is the end of the first quarter.
It just reminds me at the moment of a heap of kids in the primary school yard playing British Bulldog. Everyone can't wait to get a piece of each other.
That was a great quarter of footy. Very, very impressive on the Bunbury Isuzu scoreboard. Collie Eagles 2 goals straight to HBL 4 goals straight. As Macca said, very, very straight kicking. We'll be back after the break for quarter 2.
Go out anyway.
And welcome back to SEN Spirit's coverage of the Southwest Football League. Thanks to KFC and our great mates at Dale Alcock Homes. The first quarter done and dusted here, and a very entertaining one it was. It sees HBL in the lead 4 goals straight to the Collie Eagles 2 goals 12. Now, it's not often we have royalty in the commentary box of the Southwest Football League, but we're joined by the guru of the lower Southwest in Weaver. Welcome, Weaver.
Yeah, good afternoon, Craney. How are you?
I am very well. I've just seen you walk across the ground. Maybe you could give us an insight to those conditions out there, thanks to Garage Doors Southwest.
No, it's just pretty tough conditions out there, but the boys are playing really well, both teams, so it's a really good game of footy. But, yeah, it's blowing straight across the ground here, and, yeah, it's just a really good game of footy. I did watch Collie a couple of weeks ago against Bunbury, and they didn't show what they've shown today, but they're at home, so they're doing really well. And, yeah, Fletcher and Carboni dominating in the middle for me. From watching on the other side of the oval, it's making it a bit easier for Harvey's forwards. So, yeah, good game of footy so far.
Do you think that wind's going to have any effect? Just how it's going across the ground, any effect to either end?
I don't think so. It's not raining, so the wind is the wind, and that's it. So the boys have just got to be on their game with their short passing, and if it gets close to that boundary line, the wind will take it over. But so far, so good.
What about underfoot there, mate? Could you do the quick step out there, mate?
Not at my weight and not at my age. But no, the ground's in really good condition. I don't know how much rain they got over here, but the ground's, really good condition. So it makes for a good game of footy for both sides.
Great to have you in the box, Weaver. Enjoy, Put your feet up. We'll grab your expert opinions in a bit, but thanks to MGIB, that might be the segment, Macca.
The Weaver segment.
A very good first
like a
quarter.
Good neighbour, MGIB.
Have we got an update from down south, have we? I did hear that it was absolutely pouring with rain, Jared.
Yeah, I did hear that there was sheeting rain and
Beg your pardon?
Sheeting rain. Score at the moment, looking at 10-6-66 South Bunbury, Augusta Margaret River 3-4-22.
This is SEN Spirit. Second quarter underway. This is Darren McDonald.
The ball's gone up for KFC. It's won by Fletcher. Saunders gathers really well in the middle of the ground for HBL and goes long inside 50. Players set themselves. And almost an excellent mark to Elliott, and in fact it's been paid.
Good.
Really
putting
like
that one
first
down,
quarter.
I reckon, for a CPR outdoor mark of the day.
Absolutely, Craney had a great first quarter, as did his partner in crime, young Rinder. The kick finds a teammate on the chest, and that is Murphy. They're at left half back, the Eagles. They go up to the wing, ball sits underneath, and Williams chips in and takes a uncontested mark out in front. Comes across the ground and finds Piper. His other long-sleeve teammate, Piper, marks it, and then a nice little double-handed drop short pass to Offer, the dynamic centre-half forward, and Offer then a stab pass right like a bullet into Boucher. Boucher goes wider again. He finds Jono Fenwick, takes the mark uncontested, and then wheels around, and now he goes into the corridor inside 50. Panetta can't mark, drop what he should have taken. Pitchers head over the ball again. Here comes Elliott. They're hard at it, both sides. Ball's then landed in the lap of Boucher, tried to snap over his shoulder, but Collie have done exceptionally well. Coming out, hitting the ball hard is Murphy. It's still in dispute. Davison goes to the floor. Murphy's still fighting on. Anderson's in there, can't work his magic. But here comes Saunders. Now he's brought to ground. It is on like Donkey Kong as Collie get the ball forward through Murphy.
There's a kick
and
back.
there's been a coming back, and it's going to go to, is it Davison or Murphy? Davison. Davison gives it to Bignell. Bignell had to work hard to grab hold of it. Then mongrels it to centre half forward. Out comes Fontana. Fontana can't mark it. And HBL have taken it out to the far wing. This is a high-tempo affair. Saunders has the footy, picks it up, gives it to his big ruckman running by in Fletcher. Fletcher, short pass, spots up a teammate in Soulos beautifully. Soulos plays on now. Ball goes into the teeth of goal. They fly. No one can take the mark. Ball's come off the hands of Timewell, and it's going to go out of bounds and be a throw-in in the right forward pocket for the Lions.
I'll tell you what, someone to keep an eye on is Josh Elliott down the back. He's still a Colts age player, and he's been playing very, very well. We just took that good mark before and a good fist into that one.
Might get himself a beautiful rug from the WA Carpet Supermarket, Craney.
Well, he might even be a rising star to Hemp Brothers too. We'll try them all in.
Pitcher's got the handball out to Bignell. Bignell fired one away, but it's intercepted by HBL. It's still in that forward pocket for HBL. Throwing his head over the football magnificently was young Jack Davidson. The competitive and defensive work by Collie has just been exceptional.
Yeah, and it's good, as we keep saying, can they keep it up?
They'll need to. They might wear them down if they can. One down by Fletcher. He got it only as far as opposition rover in Murphy, who's seen it over the line, be a ball in that forward pocket for HBL.
Well, you're right about wearing them down because HBL will be thinking they'll drop off soon. And if you keep on with that tackling pressure, it just puts a little bit more pressure on them.
So Fletcher grabbed that throw-in for Dale Orcos, Southwest Homes, gave it to a teammate, kicks it to full forward, but a wonderful grab by the Collie defender, and bringing it out of play was Rinder, out of defence was Rinder. It's come back now. It's in the hands there of Piper. He got a handball to Soulos, who was caught napping, and Davison came from nowhere and gets him holding the ball. Cameron came from nowhere and gets him holding the ball at half-back flank.
That was a Bunbury Motor service. That'll take some beating, that tackle.
Darty Cameron comes up to the wing. Out in front of the dugouts, they fly. Ball comes to ground. Taken there by Zach Palatti. Gets a handball to a teammate there in Smith. Smith goes to centre half forward. It's a big high kick. Umpire's found a free kick. It's going to Fontana.
Well, just as well. There was 1 against 4.
So Fontana now goes out wide. Getting after it is Davidson. It's Cameron Davidson. He puts on the afterburners, but he's just grabbed by the elastic of his shorts. And pitches, makes a meal of a beautiful handball, and it goes over the line for a throw-in in the forward pocket for the Collie Eagles. Geez, he really put on some speed there, and just at the last minute his elastic was grabbed. Craney?
Just got a hockey update from Dean Lomax too. He's pretty happy with his buoying up, boys.
Ball comes back into play. One down by Fletcher again, taken by Michael. Michael gets a handball to pitches. He still can't pick it up. HBL now repel. Here comes Anderson. Out of the back line. Has a bounce. One way, then the other. Gets a handball off to his teammate in Boucher. That comes up further. Beautiful short pass. And Fletcher's got the ball again now at half back. He cuts into the corridor and goes long to centre forward. They fly. No one can take the mark. Offer was held. Then got the ball and handballed it out, but it's intercepted by Zach Palatti. Collie defending like there's no tomorrow. Offer off the ground. It's picked up magnificently by Parfitt. He just dribbled one inside and Collie's still there. Hang in there. Elliott gets a handball to a teammate who tries to push it out to Bignell and lacks a fortune with the bounce. Bignell gets it to Rinder, and Rinder puts in a short pass to Romain, who takes the mark on his chest. Away they go. They want to play on at all costs to Collie, and as a consequence, they will make mistakes as Piper takes the
but I don't mind
intercept.
that because they've got to have a crack at it, don't they? They've got to learn to play the game.
Piper goes into Anderson, and Anderson puts a bullet in just inside 50, and there's a mark taken there by Boucher. So Boucher will have a shot from about 45. Not much angle to speak of. Right side for a right footer.
Known goal kicker too is Boucher. He's been in good form all season, actually. Kicked a lot of goals for HBL. And they just got numbers poking up everywhere. It's just say you turn the ball over, they're going to be pretty quick to make you pay on the way back.
It was a beautiful pass inside. In he comes Boucher, starts his approach, gets inside 50, sets sail from 45. It's a good-looking drop punt. I don't think it's got the distance. Yes, it has. And Billy Boucher's got his first for the Lions. And they get out to a 3-point lead early in this a 3-goal lead early in this second quarter on this Southwest Isuzu scoreboard.
Just a quick update for Geograph Civil for the other game going on this afternoon. AMR just kicked their first goal in 45 minutes. Souths lead 10 goals 6 to AMR 4 goals 4. So a bit of work to do for AMR.
Craney, 7 goals kicked in total on the ground today, 7 individual goal kickers.
Yeah, almost as straight a goal kicking as Weaver used to be. Nigel Reeve, when he was when he was playing out here, he tells me he never missed. He only had one shot for goal in his career.
Rightio, Fletcher and Davidson. One down by Fletcher. Anderson, the ball bounces and eludes him, tries to go back after. It's picked up by Rinder.
Nice
Rinder gets a handball to Cameron. Cameron gets a teammate in Zach Palatti out here on this members wing. Palatti right on the edge of the centre square. Just wobbles one to centre forward and mark's taken by Williams. He gives it off to Jono Fenwick. Storms past and goes to centre forward. Offer may have been manhandled by Davison, but the umpire plays it on. Parfitt couldn't get the ball on and Rinder gathers the ball. Gets it out to his teammate in Palatti. Oh, well hit again by Parfitt. They're hard at it both sides. Umpire has found a free kick and it's going to Parfitt, saying he was taken a little bit high in that contest. Hard up against the boundary line. He plays on now, runs in. Cameron didn't even see him coming. He goes to 40 metres out and Michael...
That's a terrific grab.
Michael has drifted in, taking an intercept mark for Collie, and quickly they're away on that outer side. Ball's taken by Chitty. He takes off, chips it up now looking for Romain. Romain, ball just pitches before he can get there. Still hits it hard. Gets out after it. HBL keep it inside and they bring that ball and there's a mark taken there to Billy Boucher. Billy Boucher plays on, just gets to the top of the 50, clears Panetta's head. They come out, that's that man Michael again. He gets a handball away as he's tackled. Panetta retrieves the football. It's pretty scrappy out there at the half-forward flank on the far side for HBL. The ball now... Oh, jeez, it's like the ball's got, it's like a cake of soap and there hasn't been a drop of rain. That's what the pressure's doing as Bignell snaps it out of the pack and there'll be a relieving ball in for Dale Alcock Southwest Homes on that outer side.
That was a good result and you'd almost think Bignell meant that. He didn't have much up in front, so he only had to sidewards and good, just get him a bit of a chance to reset.
Bit lucky not to get insufficient intent, Craney, you reckon?
As Jake Pitchers comes off onto the Harvey Norman bench and lets Hayden Mears onto the ground.
Ball comes back in for Dale Alcock Southwest Homes. Carboni can't grab it cleanly. Now he gets back after it, fumbles it again. It's picked up by Netherton of the Lions. Gets a handball back there to Fletcher. Got it to Jono Fenwick. Carboni has it this time. They're linking up really well by hand. The Lions. Carboni at the top of the 50. Goes long from 55. They set themselves a great spoil in desperation by Jack Davidson, who's doing a wonderful job down there for the Eagles.
Do we have a spoil of the day? Because that was pretty much like that.
Well, we could. I guess we could bring it into
peak
peak performance for City and regional fuels.
I reckon the Bank of Queensland Bunbury. That's a good spoil for a Bank of Queensland Bunbury.
Have we got a coach's move of the day yet, Craney?
No, that's why I threw the spoil in there.
Fletcher gets the ball out to Boucher. It's deep in the Lions forward line. Handball comes out by Soulos. Taken there beautifully by Parfitt. Snaps on goal. He's offline, and there's a mark taken just inside the boundary line by young Elliott.
He is performing outstanding this afternoon, Elliott.
Might end up with more than a mat. Might end up with his whole home carpeted by the end of this game. His kick, though, not so great, and there's an intercept mark taken by Fenwick at the top of the 50 for the Lions. Tries to go inside to find Templeton. He can't mark it. Ball is really popping around out there by the players. Martelli sees it over the line in front of the scoreboard.
Good by Cam Davison there. He had to work extremely hard to get across. And they're under a bit of pressure, the Eagles, but they're standing up nicely. They need to get it up their end and just sneak one through.
I'd hate to be judging the tackle of the game today, Craney, for Bunbury Mower Service, because there's been a million of them.
There'll be a big one to pinch from the one from Cameron.
Anderson had nowhere to go, got hemmed into the boundary line, got it on his boot in time, got it down the line, and it's gone over, and there'll be a ball in the forward pocket for the Lions, the right forward pocket. The breeze probably favouring that side of the ground, Alan, so there'll be a few Dale Alcock Southwest Homes throw-ins from there. One down by Fletcher. Socket off the ground by Carboni. Had his head over the foot. He did Tanner. Nearly got it taken off. The ball is tied up there 25 metres out from goal of HBL. Ball's gathered by Netherton. Puts a short pass to the top of the square and reading it best for Collie was Selmeri. With the long sleeves, Selmeri now brings it out to the members' side. Pilati sets himself, bodied up well, but Piper was...
Piper did that well.
Piper
he was out
enough.
of position, poked down and poked up again.
And took the mark out in front. Gets to 50, tries to short pass it. Cameron did exceptionally well. Pilati picks up the crumbs, tries to get it back to Cameron. Piper's picked it up and just driven it to the teeth of goal. Ball's... fallen. Wilson got a handball out. He's come up from the reserves. Panetta slapped it over his head and out of play. It is Wilson, isn't it?
They're under a bit of pressure, the old Collie Eagles back there at the moment.
It was Wilson, number 19, wasn't it? From memory? Yep.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
That was the laid in. So, right forward pocket.
Yeah, Liam Wilson.
For the Lions. Collie defending so well. The Lions cannot get these scores on the board. One down by Fletcher again. Taken out of there beautifully by Jack Davison and just mongrels it out of defence. It's got up to the wing. Chitty had all in front of him, but the ball eluded him at the last minute. If he had picked that up, he was gone. There'll be a throw-in just forward to centre wing for the Lions.
He would have had to do a bit of dancing because there was no one in the forward half for the Collie Eagles, so run a push back. And you don't mind that either. While you're under pressure, you need a bit of help. There's no good having someone 80 metres off the footy.
So ball coming back into play for Dale Alcock Southwest Homes. Fletcher holding off Davison, tried to take it out of the ruck, then pulled off it. Ball's in dispute. Getting out after it there beautifully was Murphy, and the ball is still in play. In Collie, get the ball forward, just forward to centre wing. Fenwick defends resolutely, gets a handball off to Ferguson. Ferguson
is dropping it.
Ducks the tackle and then drop the football. And Romain wins a free kick here, just on centre wing on the far side for the Eagles. So Romain, big long drop punt down the line, gets it to the half forward flank. They fly. No one can take the mark. That was Cummings, got a hand on it. Spills out to Fletcher. Fletcher gets it away quickly. Jono Fenwick's tackled as he goes to kick it, and then Bagetta couldn't pick the ball up. Now Fletcher puts on the afterburners, gets a handball to Carboni. Carboni cuts into the corridor as he customarily does. He hit Boucher. Boucher got the handball off to Soulos. Soulos, handball inboard to Wilson, who fires on goal, and he kicks a point.
Gee, deserve better than that. They moved the ball.
It was Ward.
Moved the ball exceptionally well through the middle of the ground. Their kicking was good. And just at the last minute, just missed the ball. And that's a blemish on the scoreboard.
I was going to say, first point of the day, Crane.
That's it. That's not too bad. We're, 10 or 20 minutes into the second quarter, and that's the first point of the day.
Yeah. So Ward, he had a bit of time there too. I think he might have surprised himself and could have done a lot better. But, geez, when they go and they link up by hand and they cut in the corridor, they're pretty good to watch, aren't they, the Lions?
Baden Murphy coming off the Harvey Norman interchange bench, looking a bit worse for wear. Hopefully they can strap his ankle. Looked a bit like ankle-ish.
There'll be another ball up on the right half-forward flank for a ball in, on the right half forward flank for the Lions, just in front of the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. Here it comes. Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes thrown. One down by Fletcher. Picked up by Davison, his opponent. Gets it to Romain. Romain flings it out to Elliott. Elliott by hand. Ferguson intercepts. Got it to his teammate Martelli. And they go forward again. Carboni gets to 50. Goes inside. Didn't work out well, the foot pass. And Collie repel again. Geez, this is just... It's aerial ping pong at the moment, Craney.
Yeah, they're doing well. They're under enormous pressure. It's when they let HBL get out into the open, they get into a bit of trouble. But while they can keep it blocked up and they can keep that defensive unit together, they're doing very, very well.
Ball to come back into play for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes. One down by Fletcher, slapped it to Anderson. Anderson then got it to Templeton. Templeton to half forward. That's better. Finally, they put a kick out in front of their teammate, and that was taken there by Timewell, who did time that leap well. Timewell goes into the corridor and
Bang!
A big thump there by, it was Cameron. Picked up there by HBL, and that's a shot on goal, and it has gone all the way through by Ferguson.
Yeah, it was a big punch, but maybe in hindsight could have took the mark, but you're not to know that in those situations. Punch it in a good pick-up. Who kicked the goal, mate?
Ferguson for
Ferguson,
HBL.
good pick-up from Ferguson.
Yep, come off half-back to do that. So on the...
That's the 6th goal kicker for HBL, so they're spreading the load a little bit.
Yeah, Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. It's Collie Eagles 2 straight 12 to HBL Lions 6 137. So it's starting. They're starting to make their move a little bit. HBL, they've probably dominated forward to centre this quarter. Just haven't got all the scores on the board because Collie are defending so well.
They are at that, and I look at. Collie, you can only hold a damn more for so long, can't you? So it's going to work away, indicative of their places on the league ladder.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Collie have just got to keep on moving. A quick update for Geograph Civil down at Margaret River, South Bunbury 12 goals 9. They lead AMR 4 goals 6. And Jared O'Brien was right. South Bunbury were probably going to win that.
The ball's at half forward now for the Lions after a big thump by Fletcher, and it's... Templeton put his head over it and got tied up, so it's a throw up right on the point of the centre square. Ball's taken by Templeton again, and Cameron drags him to the ground. Ball spills out. Carboni picks it up on his left foot, goes to the goal square, and underneath it, Davidson couldn't mark. Selmeri rather. Gets a handball out there, working really hard, was Polar. They're outside D50 now. Polar's come out again to receive. He's wrapped up, and he'll throw a ball up.
Yeah, he was
for KFC.
Polar's waiting for someone to make a bit of a move up front. He ended up with nowhere to go. That's what closed him up.
Left half forward flank for the Lions. One down by Fontana.
Wow,
Took the ball after competing in the ruck. Got it there to Jacob Pilati. He couldn't get a handle on it. It's back inside 50 now. Chitty picks it up. He's wrapped up by Carboni, and there'll be a ball up 40 metres out from HBL goal.
Fontana pushed onto the ball, which is not a bad move.
Fletcher won that, but a very good smother there by Michael. He's worked really hard, Michael. And Collie worked to repel again. Ball goes up, and no one in particular, picked up by Zach Pilati, tumbles it down the wing, but waiting there's Jack Williams, does pick up the ball eventually, has enough time to have a look, goes to the top of the 50, they fly, no mark can be taken. Michael gets it off the deck, gets a handball out there to young Wilson. Wilson dodges a couple, gives it back to Michael. Michael spirals it down that wing. Ball hits and pitches. It was really cut off well by Heenan, and now he's picked the ball up, comes back into the corridor, not with a great kick, and picking up the footy beautifully was Chitty. Got a handball away to a teammate. They come back into the corridor, and that's good work by Jacob Pilati.
Here's a chance for him.
Bignell goes to centre forward, chips it up to Darty Cameron. He runs to 40, and then finding Cummings right on the line, who turns around and kicks a goal to get Collie's first for the quarter.
Wasn't that a great deal of play by Collie? It even raised an applause from the timekeeper out there. Thought that was magnificent. It was very well worked. And Cameron, he could have went for goal there. He didn't. He seen the young fella sitting on the goal line to make an absolute certainty of it and put it through for Collie, and it was good reward. They've been defending. And how often do you see that in a game of footy when you got it all in your forward line, defending, it flips over the back. And as you said, Talon Michael working extremely hard down there, keeps setting it up, and they just need a little bit of luck, and it ended up very nicely finished off.
And excellent work too by Robert Chitty, a clean gather and then getting the handball to a teammate, which opened it right up. So on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Collie Eagles 3 straight 18 to HBL 6-1-37. We're back in the middle for KFC. Umpire throws it up. There's about 3.5 minutes left in this quarter. Ball's rove by Saunders off Fletcher. Immediately they go forward again to the lines, and that's a really good kick and a great mark there to Soulos. He goes inside with the foot pass. It's beautiful pass, finds Ward. It was a very, very low and hard pass, and Ward just got a glove on it and then managed to get it on the second bite.
Kept his eye on the footy then, did Ward. So it was very good. As he'll have a shot, and it'll be a quick reply to HBL.
He'll shoot from about 40 on a 45-degree angle right side for a right footer. In he comes, shoots from 40, and the ball fades right, and it will be a behind. So the breeze got hold of that one, Craney.
The wind took that a fair bit, actually, but Collie just need to back one up here, don't they? They work very hard to get their goal.
That breeze, Craney, has really picked up.
Well, we just heard from the guru from the lower southwest in Weaver that said it's blowing very strong towards the scoreboard side of the Collie or the velodrome side.
It's going right to the velodrome now, Craney, and it's getting caught in that big wind tunnel on the velodrome and getting spat back out and creating a lot of havoc here at the Collie Recreation Ground.
In the break there, Jared said that he used to be a gun at that bike riding.
Ball boy is going to be brought back into play for Collie by Rinder.
On his Melbourne Star. With the streamers on the handles, he was a gun over there.
And the ratchet on the wheel.
And the ratchet on the wheel. Anyway,
his lights used to shine brighter than anyone else's at night, you reckon? Ball come back into play for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes on the half-forward flank for the Lions. Big slap down by Fletcher, finds Anderson, but he's wrapped up straight away by Jacob Pilati. Ball will be thrown up now on the half-forward flank for KFC. Up they go. Ball slapped forward by Fletcher. Time for one more for the Lions if they're good enough. But Collie have the ball. It's Zach Pilati. Tries to get through a few. Bignell has it. Gets a handball off to Jack Davison. Jack Davison goes long down the wing.
Nice spot.
Underneath there is Cameron Davison. Davison took the mark out in front. Right on the wing. Goes to the half-forward flank. Coming out to Cummings. But the kick is awry and it goes over the line. There'll be a ball in at half-forward for the Eagles.
That was a beautiful kick with Collie. They just go back there. Forward line is very open. Everyone's pushing down the bottom. So if they can jump it over the top, they're a big chance.
Minute and a half to go, Craney. Enough time for either side to score if they're good enough. Ball comes back into play. Fletcher and Fontana. Neither ruckman gets a hand on it. Fletcher was claiming he was held and the umpire agrees and he gets a free kick. Just did that cunningly, Fletcher. Bignell just gave him a little bit of a cheeky jab on the way through. So Fletcher at half-back just pops it right up to the wing. They fly. In front was Cameron, couldn't take the mark. Michael does the work on the ground. He's wrapped up by Fletcher and it'll be a throw-up right on that far centre wing.
Big thing for Collie is to hold. Can't afford to let one slip in the red time.
We're inside a minute now in this second quarter. A minute to go. Ball's one down by Fletcher. Slaps it into Anderson's path. Gathers it on the bounce. Puts in a low worm burner out in front there of Timewell. Timewell goes on quickly. Boucher's leading. No, he doesn't go on quickly. Boucher's leading. Timewell, no sense of time. Puts it inside the teeth of goal. Flying high was Offer. Couldn't take the mark. Ball's tied up right in front. Bignell scraps it out. Mark taken on the chest by Saunders. Saunders plays on quickly, goes deep to the pocket. Offer can't mark. He's got to beat two. Ball out of play, 20 seconds to go. So there will be a throw in the right forward pocket for the Lions. Time ticks on.
Yes, it does, Mac. Time does tick on.
In they come for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes. And it's not the best of throws. Fletcher off the ground. Fires on goal. Across the face. There's the siren. One behind. Whoa. So on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Collie Eagles 3 straight 18. And that will... And the Lions 6 goals 3 39. Craney. So it is about a 21 pool point ball game.
And it is half-time here at the Collie Recreation Ground. As Magga said, a pretty handy lead to HBL, but a good game of footy. And we'll be back after the break with the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill half-time chat. 6 goals, 2-38. Lead the Collie Eagles 3 goals straight, 18. This is the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill half-time chat. Hollow Beach Bar and Grill, it's a great spot to have a little quiet drink and a nice little feed, isn't it, Weaver? Weaver's certainly been up there, and I'll tell you what, the staff up there are absolutely magnificent. Well, we've got the Guru back on the headphones again, along with Mac. Not a bad first half of footy.
I thought it was a great half of footy. I was really impressed with Collie's backline. That quarter was Michael and the Davison boys. They repelled most of Harvey Brunswick's attack, so they did well to hold up and only leak a couple of goals, and they managed to get one themselves. But Williams down back for Harvey Brunswick pretty much repelled every forward move that the Collie Eagles had. But no, really excellent game of footy. Fletcher's dominating around the ground. I think all the ball ups and the wind, the conditions help him with such a big man that he's dominating the hit-outs and giving the on-ballers first use of the ball. But I thought the move of Fontana into the ruck sort of quelled that a little bit, because he's a big boy himself. So we'll see how that goes in the second half. But yeah, really good game of footy, and even though it's a 3-goal lead to Harvey Brunswick, Collie are doing everything other than scoring at the other end, which is obviously quite important. But like, their backline is really holding up through the middle, and that they just need to get sort of make use of all that good work down back and get a score on the board.
Well, they need to find something, Collie, because their normal ruckman, he's been fantastic, normally rucks all day, which is a bit of a problem, because when you're a bit short of depth, if you like, to have Fontana and Davison either as your pillars, and now you've got to throw them through the ruck, made it a little bit difficult.
Yeah, it did, and it's for me to come over to the South West League to see the Davidsons in Collie, like you're growing up watching these guys play, higher level of footy, and young Piper for Harvey Brunswick, or his old man, played for Boyup Brook, so there's a bit of a connection, and even the two umpires out there, would you believe, are from the lower South West. So, but yeah, when you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, especially in the rucking department, it makes it hard. But Collie are doing well. They just need to score, and Bignell gets a lot of the footy, and a lot of their on-ballers are getting the footy, but as soon as it gets to half forward, they're getting repelled quite quickly. So they need to find a way, whatever way that is. They just need to find a way, but they're definitely getting enough of the footy to score. They just need to do that. And
what's your thoughts on the HBL side? They're currently sitting in third spot on the ladder. I think they're third. They're somewhere up there. Yes, they're definitely third on the ladder. They look at times like they're going to blow the game to bits, but they haven't been able to do that yet.
Look, I think the conditions suit them. I think if it was not as windy, their foot skills would come into play, what I've seen so far. Obviously, I don't watch a lot of South West footy, but Carboni and these guys, Anderson, offer down forward, they look like they can, on a dry weather day with perfect conditions, could actually cut you to pieces. And with Fletcher as probably one of the premier big men in the league, they've definitely got the ruckman there to give them first hand on the ball. So I don't know if they've got a few out or not, but they look like they can cut teams to pieces. But obviously South Bunbury look the goods at this stage, Croney. You'd be well aware of that. And Bunbury don't look too bad to me. I watched them a couple of weeks ago. But, yeah, on their day, I think Harvey Brunswick could do really well.
Thanks for your input, Weaver. As it's half-time at Collie Rec Ground. Thanks to the Hungry Hollow Beach Bar and Grill. Great spot to go and have a feed and overlook the ocean. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back with the second half of the South West Football League clash. Welcome back to the Collie Recreation Ground. It is half-time. Thanks to the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill for your support this afternoon. As I said, I know it's up on the big screen at the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill, so I'm sure you're enjoying it. Half-time, the Collie Eagles 3 goals straight. They trail the HBL side 6 goals to 38 as HBL just come back out onto the ground. A number of goal scorers for HBL. Pierce Ferguson has one. Blake Soulis has one. Blake Offer has one. Ty Anderson has one. Billy Boucher has one. And Caden Panetta has one. And for the Collie Eagles, we have Deegan Cummings with one. And I'm not sure who got the other one, Mac.
Bignell.
Young Adam Bignell. He would like that. So it's been an entertaining game of footy, to say the least. And the reason I had a bit of a chuckle with Jared O'Brien, because he changed his tip down at AMR. He changed it to You changed it. I just turned your mic back on there, mate. You had South Bunbury and you changed it to AMR.
No, the graphic never lies, mate. It's up on Facebook. I almost forgot. I got Sam's tips late yesterday after the show, and I actually thought he'd go AMR, but he went South Bunbury in the end. So.
Have we got an update from down there, Jared?
Let me just grab the old mobile telephone out here. We are at the moment, as it refreshes, South Bunbury 14,993, 5,636 to Augusta Margaret River. About 4 minutes to go in the last quarter.
That's a little bit of a disappointing result. We know the Tigers have been very good, but for AMR, I thought that they'd like their chances of winning that game at home.
I'm not sure when it started raining, but the message I got would have been about quarter time saying that the rain was coming down fairly heavily. I wonder if South Bunbury may have dominated in the rain a little bit better. We'll have to get our spies down there at AMR to give us a bit of an update and see what happened. But we said it all week, didn't we? We said it on Monday when we caught up, Tuesday I should say, when we catched up, thanks to the Bank of Queensland Bunbury, and did our review that the AMR South Bunbury game could be a danger one. We said it yesterday and on the ball for the parts that went to air.
Yeah, that's right.
During the great outage
and we apologise for that.
Yeah, the great outage of 2024. I don't know, Craney. How does that make you feel going forward as the top five?
Well, look, we're expecting the Tigers to have a bit of a hiccup, but when you can go to AMR and go down there, and I'll bring you in on this too, Macadam, you finished your burger.
Yeah, my homemade corned beef sandwich, mate.
Yeah,
I had to turn his mic off.
I'm glad he bought us one.
I had to turn his mic off. I could just hear him eating. I got very hungry when I did that.
I forgot I had it there and I'd shove it in.
Dean Lomax has left us some chips and gravy over here if you want to.
Oh, that's all right.
I forgot I had it there and I'd shove it in with 20 seconds to go.
Now, look, it just shows the power of the Tigers, don't they? They can play in all weathers. We thought the tougher conditions might have favoured AMR down there a little bit, but not to be so. Julian Burgess' men they're a good side, there's no doubt about that. We're not very far away from a start here again for the third quarter. Thanks to the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill. Fantastic support from you. Umpire holds the ball aloft. This is SEN Spirit. Third quarter action, and this is Darren McDonald.
Up they go for KFC. Fletcher picks up where he left off, straight to Anderson. He's like Quicksilver out of the middle of the ground. Panetta goes to get the footy off the ground, but he's thwarted by the Collie defender in, I'm pretty sure I'll have to work out who it is.
I tell you what.
It was Davison, Jack Davison.
That's what you do at training, that tap knockout. That was fantastic.
Yeah. And Davison has the ball off the ruck knock now. He's wrapped up. Umpire's going to ball it up about 40 metres out from the HBL goal. So we're back right inside HBL's forward line where the ball lived for most of that second quarter. Big thump by Fletcher. Head over the footy there by Boucher. Got a handball out. Anderson takes off and then gets to 50 and drives at teeth of goal. Mark cannot be taken there by Timewell. Picked up by Netherton. He's looking for options. Coming out in the lead, Panetta can't mark. And Collie repelled through Michael. Still has the football. Got it out to Elliott, who threw it on his right boot and hacks it forward. Ball's gathered there by Heenan. Gets a handball, but it's taken by Pitchers. He's tackled. Heenan has the footy again. Carboni can't get it. It's picked up by Smith. He's tackled. And it's at centre half forward for the Lions, and it's a holding the ball, and it's going to go the way of...
Ball up.
Ball up. Thought it might have been holding the ball, going to go the way of Pitchers. Up they go. One down by Fletcher, taken by Saunders. Thumps it right down the corridor, intercepted well there beautifully by Polar. Polar now has the football in the back pocket, gets a handball out to Elliott. Elliott fires the ball out to a teammate, but it's a bit sloppy. Elliott has the ball again. Brought to ground. Soulos now slaps it in, comes off the boot of Rinder, and it is out on the full. So that was clever then.
Things are warming up through, thanks to Harthouse.
And it comes into the teeth of goal. Sitting over the back there was Selmeri. Couldn't take the mark. Ball is picked up beautifully by Tanner. He's tackled, and it's a real scrap in the forward pocket there for HBL. That left forward pocket, and is going to be a ball in for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes.
I tell you what, things are heated up. Very much the same, isn't it?
Oh,
Collie defence under a bit of pressure.
The pressure from both sides is good around the contest. Ball one down there by Fletcher. Cameron can't get it, but Jack Davison does, hacks it out, and they're all waiting out there. Their Harvey Brunswick, Leschnolt defenders, and Jono Fenwick took a mark, gave it off to Heenan. Heenan just puts it up high and hopes for someone to mark it, and they did in the form of Jace Fontana for the Collie Eagles. So Collie getting plenty of players back to defend, but the problem is, Craney, when they come out of defence, there's no one to kick it to. So Fontana goes to the halfback flanks, picked up by Pitchers, gets a handball away. There's a heap of HBL jumpers there. Saunders, Pitchers has the footy again, just throws it on the left boot, trying to get it forward. It pitches. It's picked up by Williamson. He handballs it. It's another contest. Chitty picked it up. He dropped the ball at a crucial moment. It's just forward to centre for HBL. Now Anderson has it. Wheels around on his right foot and all standing there all on his own. Was Soulos. Dropped what he should have taken. Has enough time to get it on the boot, and there's a mark. About 25 metres out from goal. It is Ward who's going to have his third shot on goal. He's only got 2 behind so far. He's dead in front, and he'll shoot from about 25 metres out.
I was just talking about young Deegan Cummings there too. You're talking about that. He needs to push forward. He's standing on that 50-metre arc of the Collie Eagles' defence as he's missed to the near side. But even when the ball come forward, he kept pushing towards his goal. He needs to push up, become a target. He's good enough to become that. What happens behind you, then players can run through. But you can't, if you're going to be 80 metres away from the footy, you can't make an impact. Yep,
you're exactly right. So come in and then make that contest, try and win the football because you're getting outnumbered across half-back and wing.
Well, at least go and stand in the centre circle.
And at least if you can take the mark or hold it up, it gives other players a chance to get forward. But this ball's almost being brought back from the town square. Wilson got hold of that.
He just went down to the Bank of Queensland and made a deposit. Now he's back out again. Yeah.
So ball's being brought back in by Rinder. Ward's kicked his 3rd point. So Rinder finds Chitty out hard against the boundary line, half forward, half back flank. He elects to go back into the corridor, and that's a very good kick. Finds Zach Palatti, took a good strong mark. Just behind centre now, and then he has to divert, finds Bignell, not a bad choice. Bignell goes long down the corridor. They line up, big fist comes out, roved well by Cameron, drives it inside 50. They converge. It's picked up by Heenan. He runs it out of defence for the Lions, looking up, trying to find Netherton, but well done to Chitty, who got in front, socketed away, now gathers it. Netherton then intercepts his handball. Goes for Heenan. It's sloppy. Heenan gathers. They get it out of defence to HBL for the moment being. Fenwick stands underneath. Good contest there by Polar. Chitty coming back again and rolls over the line to be able to throw in on the left half forward flank for the Eagles.
You just mentioned a good contest. It is a good contest.
Yeah.
Regardless, there's only 3 goals in this too.
Yep. They are making a real fist of it, the Eagles. As they can fight it out for 4 quarters and chip away. You never know what might happen as Fletcher wins that ball in for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes. But here comes Jeff Davison. That's a nut blast from the past. Jack Davison picks the ball up, gets it at half forward for Collie, and it's kicked in forward by Murphy. It's still inside. It's dirty footy inside 50 for Collie as Fenwick runs the ball out of defence. Gets a mongrel kick down the line, cannot find his centre half forward in offer, and he'll be throwing at the interchange gates here just in front of the commentary box.
That's a stat, Collie coach Ash Stewart there. Nice handball back in. Looked pretty good then.
Oh, you're an attentive man, Craney.
Give him a stat. He's right on the Harvey Norman interchange bench. Good stat.
Ball to come back in for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes. Fontana manhandled in the ruck knock. Fletcher gets it away with his. The mark's taken by offer at centre half forward. Anderson takes off like lightning, has a bounce, has a second. He's right inside 50, unselfishly out to offer. He gathers it on the bounce, was going to have a shot, then he unselfishly gives it off. Shot on goal, it is home, and that was by Billy Boucher, gets his first multiple goal kicker of the day.
And I tell you what, they were lining up, weren't they? Once Ty Anderson, once he goes like that, he breaks the line. He's going to put enormous pressure on any defensive unit because there's no way he can all push back to the speed he runs in.
Jeez, he's got some toe.
He has. Once he winds it up, I wouldn't chase him. I'd have a fall over or something. But the old, I slipped.
Yeah, I did a hammy. No. And Blake Offer, very good there. Would have been well within his rights to to have a shot on goal, but then he was on a tight angle and had a bit of time, had a look, and thought, no, I'll give it to someone in a better position, and Boucher made the most of it.
Yeah, Ty Anderson lights up the ground thanks to Hearthhouse too. Hearthhouse.
Oh, he's warming it up.
Hearthhouse feeling, home climate control. They can heat your house and cool your house.
He's warming up.
He's burning the grass. That's what he's doing.
For Hearthhouse.
For Hearthhouse, that's right.
We're catching up on a couple of quarters for Hearthhouse, aren't we, Craney? Rightio, what's been the coaching move? They've put Michael into the middle, Collie, but it hasn't had really much of an effect. He was more effective on the half-back line in the first half. He hasn't really seen it. So they did try a coaching move for the Bank of Queensland. Has yet to pay off as they're going to ball it up for KFC. One down by Fletcher. Oh, a little bit of a high one there to the HBL player. Bursting through was Romain for Collie. Gets a handball away. It's fisted away by Heenan. Picked up by Carboni. And here comes Lightning Anderson. 2 bounces through the middle of the ground and a spearing pass into the corridor marked by Selmeri.
He's been good down there, hasn't he, Selmeri? Yep. Been under pressure, pretty cool and calm.
Watches the ball coming in, Craney. Really does. He gets it out to Michael. Can't quite pick it up. Receives a handball from a teammate who brings it down the ground. I think it was Jacob Pilati, and there's a mark on the wing to Bignell. Bignell plays on immediately, looking for Cameron, takes a mark on his chest. He's at left half forward, wheels around and goes pop. It's a end-for-end mongrel punt. Oh, no, it's a 50-metre penalty. 50-metre penalty for, I don't know, the player mustn't have stood, Craney.
I don't know, I was just wondering why everyone stopped, but that's why they stopped.
So Jared Cameron, you'd think, with a man of this bloke's talent, will pop this through from about 20 metres out, 45-degree angle right side for a right footer.
And I really am enjoying this game of footy. It's very intense. It has been from the start. The pressure's been good.
So starts his approach, Cameron. He's starting it from 40 metres out, so he'll probably kick it from about 35. He's taking his time. And he gets into a jog now, and he's mucked it up. He had too much time to... Oh, no, he's got it. I'm blind. I've got glasses on, and it still fooled me. So he's got it. He's got it.
We take all that back, but that was a very good goal. And a good one for the Collie Eagles too. They just keep in this game. There's only 3 goals in it. There's not a lot in modern-day footy. Quick
reply, which is what they needed to do. If they can get back-to-back goals, Craney, suddenly the pressure comes back onto HBL. They have to start thinking about it. And they are working hard, HBL, but they aren't getting the score that they want for the amount of ball in their forward line.
It's just that HBL get their goals a lot easier, don't they? They run that ball down through the middle. How Ty Anderson got out of that little bit of a thing in the middle, I'm not quite sure. Might have to have a look at the replay on that
This is the best game I've ever seen him play.
And we're looking for the mark of the day.
I've only seen him play 4 times.
CPR Outdoor Centre, mark of the day. We're also looking for a goal of the day for Western All Pest Services.
You know what? He's warming up that much for Hearthhouse, Ty Anderson, that he might set the WA Carpet Supermarket rugs on fire. As Carboni has the ball in the middle of the ground, handballs it to Saunders. Saunders slips it out to Jono Fenwick on the wing on a left foot, puts in a bullet. Coming out to meet it was Sulos, couldn't mark it. It was that hot for Hearthhouse. And then the handball from Rinda in defence for Collie. He got his handball to Zach Pilati. Rinda has it again, chips it up to the wing. Coming out to meet it was... Davidson. Umpire says I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up on the wing, just forward to centre wing for HBL.
We'll just get a round the ground score from Jared O'Brien for Geograph Civil. Is that game done, Jared? South Bunbury easy winners. 19 goals 10, 124 to 7 goals 749. That is a big win by the Tigers.
And they remain undefeated, Craney.
They do, and that is a huge win, especially down at Margaret River.
There's going to be a Dale Alcock's Southwest Homes throw-in on the left half forward flank for the Lions here at Collie Recreation Ground.
And I mentioned the young Sean Crane on the way down. I reckon you're going to be in strife in this one, so you think I'm going to hear about it.
Well, Fletcher takes the ball out of the pack, picked up by, gets it to Saunders. Saunders picks it up.
Good tackle.
He's tackled. That should be holding the ball, and
that's a Bunbury Mower Service tackle.
So Davison's been frenetic across half-back today.
He's been really
Eagles.
good.
Yep.
In fact, he's pushing the rising star thanks to Hemp Brothers. I reckon he's been really good. I think he's a Colts age. No, he might not be.
So he handballed it to Rinda. Rinda gave it back, and then he just thumped it long, and it's gone out on the full. So it's up on the high half-forward flank for HBL, and There's a little bit of an argument going on here. And he's saying the wrong player. So Heenan has the footy.
It's getting very dull at...
Yeah, it is. That second half weather might be coming that you spoke about.
The new lights at Collie Oval might come on.
So Heenan goes high in there into the forward line again. It's won by that man, Jack Davison. Sends it out from where it's coming. Heenan takes a nice mark on the half forward flank. Goes into the corridor. Chopped off by Michael.
Well
just
played.
Running through like a steam train. Now he's gathered the footy.
Outstanding.
Found a teammate on the outside. Bignell. He doesn't stop for anyone. And now Collier away. Good handball by Fontana. Gets it to Robert Chitty. Robert Chitty goes further afield. The handball there was mistimed by the Collie player, and HBL repel again. There's a scramble up on the wing. Fletcher comes in trying to use his big body. Bignell doesn't care how big or small they are. He only knows one way and gets it over the line.
The worst part about that handball was actually on, but he mishit it. Maybe a little chip over the top would have been better by boot, but it was a definite there. How good was Talon Michaels in that? He just went straight for the footy. There was a 2-on-1 situation. He come out with the end of it.
So Fontana and Fletcher. One down by Fletcher with ease. Ball's kicked out of the air by Fenwick. It's still in play. Fighting for it is Rinder. They're just forward to centre wing on the far side. Ball now comes outside, taken by Michaels, and he thumps it forward for Collie, standing underneath Bignell. Gets a handball on straight away. Finds a teammate there in Fontana.
Kick.
Fontana then gets it over the top to Smith. Smith goes in, has a bounce, lines them up. Set sail, and Collier got their second for the quarter, and there's the back-to-back goal we spoke about, Craney.
That's the one they needed, and that was well done by Jai Smith. Started at the back with Talon Michael, crossed Adam Bignell, and Jace Fontana involved in that as well. All the veterans, if you like, all the good big guns of the Collie Eagles got involved in that. Smith did it very well. He would have been easy to blaze for goal, but he weighed up the situation and did it with a bit of finesse.
Absolutely he did. And I think he was waiting for someone to come at him, and they didn't. So he had time to steady and line him up. He had a bounce as well. He probably ran about 35, 40 metres in the end.
Without a doubt. So, look, that's Collie right in this game of footy. They are just... They're tenacious. That's the word for them.
If you're around the town at Collie at the moment, worth the price of admission for this second half to see your local boys possibly get up.
I think you actually get in for nothing after half-time, don't you, Jared?
So wheel down here, get yourself something to eat and support your boys. Bignell in the middle of the ground. Picks it up for KFC, drives it forward, still inside the centre square. No one can mark. A big fist out there by Matthew Fenwick. And then Ferguson takes the football and gets it inside 50 onto the chest of Boucher, who's been prolific up forward today. Takes off. He's already got two. Goes high, looking for goal. They all scramble over. It's still... Oh, no, it's been touched over the line.
There was a lot of arms flailing down there, wasn't there? It was like a used car market with them flailing around down
Felt
there.
like I was at an Indian market.
But... So it's a point.
Rinder brings the ball back into play,
Good
drives
kick.
it outside 50 and hits his teammate on the chest in Wilson. Wilson, the young fella who's come up from the Rezzies, drives it out and Fontana dives, can't mark. He's trying so hard, Jace Fontana. He's getting agitated as he gets up, as he knew he should have marked that. There'll be a ball in just forward to centre wing for HBL for Dale Orcos Southwest Homes.
Yes, looking all right, isn't it? A great game of footy that we've got this afternoon.
Absolutely it is. Boundary umpire does his thing. It's knocked down by Fletcher, as he's done so many times today. Picked up by his opponent in Fontana. Goes back to Bignell. Bignell thumps it forward. And Michael makes a path for Bignell to keep going. Bignell is still shuffling it along the line.
He made 30 metres then just by keeping the ball in front of him then, Adam Bignell.
I like the way Michael came in and protected the space for him.
Which is a little thing that you don't see often, but it means the world.
That was almost peak performance stuff, Craney, for City Regional Fuels.
Let's go with that, Macca.
And it's picked up there by Davidson, who hacks it forward. Inside 50 now, go Collie. Here, picked up by Wilson. He just spirals it forward. Ball still in dispute. Here they are. Is that Chitty there with his head over the footy? Can't pick it up. No,
great tackle.
It was Cameron. And what's the umpire saying? He's saying, I'll have it. The player stopped, and they're looking at the umpire. He took about 20 seconds before he made a decision, but they stopped playing.
that was amazing. Yeah. Timekeeper shakes his head. I'll just carry on. It'll be right, mate.
So left forward pocket for Collie, and the ball comes down and play. Now it's off the back heel of Carboni. It's dribbled over the line. Collie players.
A few of them thought that might have come off the boot and over the line.
Yep.
Jared O'Brien is agreeing with him. He's got the monitor right in front. Is that right, Jared?
No. I'm not agreeing with anything.
No, you're not agreeing.
Ball comes back into play in that left forward pocket for the Eagles. One down by Fletcher. Still a fight on at ground level. Saunders gets it, throws it on the right boot and brings it out the member side, and waiting underneath it's Jared Cameron. He reckons he's got the leg here with this breeze. Bit worse than 45-degree angle, and he'll kick it from right on 50.
Massive kick if he can do this.
Right side for a right footer.
I tell you what, not only a massive kick, it's a massive kick in the context of this game. If he can put this through, that'll really pick the feathers up of the Collie Eagles.
He's definitely got the class to do it. He's got the shelter of the grandstand. In he comes. Jared Cameron, he's got to aim for that left goal post. Goes around and tries to get a bit of distance, start in the middle, and it's faded right, and it's only behind.
I tell you what, he give that every chance.
I told you, left-hand goal post.
Made the distance.
So, ball to come back into play
that's
by
the
Williams.
First blemish by the Collie Eagles.
Yep. Williams gets a teammate on the chest who handballs it off straight away, receives it back. Does Williams gets it out to Jono Fenwick outside D50 by hand, and he just chips it up the wing. Nice mark to Ferguson, who was in good position. Great kick by Fenwick. Ferguson gets a handball back to Jono Fenwick, who's run up. He's done exceptionally well. Gets it to the half forward flank. No one can mark. Ball hits the ground. They're all fighting for it. There's that man Panetta. Can't pick it up. Caboni tries to plough his way through. With him is Timewell. But Collie emerged with the football. Zach Palatti mistimed his handball, and Panetta tried to go in board. Michael intercepts now for Collie and brings it back into the centre of the ground. There's young... Was that Davison or Chitty? No, that was Mears. And Mears' kick is intercepted there by Jono Fenwick, who's been everywhere this last minute. Goes out to the far wing.
He's been really good. I was just going to say that.
Big Fletcher takes the mark and takes off, has a bounce, and then goes to the far forward flank. Sulos takes the mark out in front for the Lions. He now plays on his right boot in the corridor, standing there all on his own. Was Ward couldn't mark. It was a bit too hot for him over his head, and repelled by Rinder once again for the Eagles, and there'll be a throw in it. High.
That's the second time James Fontana's led out there, and it's gone out in the field. The second time in the last probably 5 minutes he's did the same. Pretty frustrated out there at the moment.
Yep, so we've got about 4 minutes left in this quarter, Craney, and so far Collie are winning this quarter. Ball's brought back into play by the Lions. Goes into that left forward pocket. They fly.
Over the back,
goes over the back. Blake offer. All skill and class. And as soon as you give a bloke a rap, he kicks a point. It was a helicopter punt as well.
Well, he was closing on that, and he was only about 10 metres out by the time he connected with the footy. Most of us had put that down as a goal. But so
they've headed down to the Bank of Queensland again, Craney?
Yes, they've got to go to the Bank of Queensland. Good spot, that.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they're all sitting up at the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill, watching it on the big screen, be very entertaining. Good day to the guys up there and girls.
Rinder brings the ball back into play for Collie. His kick's a little bit too wide, but Cameron tried to get it. Ball still in play. Fenwick fighting hard for it. And Cameron had sort of given up, thinking it'd cross the line. He turned around, the ball was still in, so he had to get back and create the contest.
I think that was young Murphy come in there for Collie, who's at the bottom of that pack, to tie it up. He did a pretty good job then, because HBL had numbers around the footy.
Absolutely, he did. The ball up, right half forward for the Lions. Taken out of the ruck by Fletcher, smothered by Fontana. Murphy gets a hand in, comes back to Fontana. Fletcher tries to wrap him up. They scrap for it. Fontana keeps it in. He will not put it out. Now it is. So there will be a ball in the same spot.
It's a bit like slow
for
motion
KFC.
there, wasn't it? The two big boys having a crack at that.
Yep. Ball in for Dale Alcock. Southwest Home's about to occur.
Good smother off Big Jack Fletcher's leg. When he gives that a swing, it's a fair bit of power in it. 2.5 minutes to go. Right half forward for the Lions. Ball comes back into play. Fletcher and Fontana. One down by Fontana. Takes it out of the ruck. Wrapped up by Sulos. And there'll be a ball up on this right half forward flank for the Lions. Up they go again. Fontana wins the tap again. Michaels tries to plough through. He's dispossessed pretty quickly. Umpire lets it go. Romain gets the handball up to Murphy. Taken by Cameron. He's taken the ground brilliantly by Fenwick. Ball spills 3. Piper picks it up. Gives it to Anderson, who it went straight through his hands, and then it's picked up by Jacob Pilatti, who hacks it forward. And there's a really good mark on his chest to Martelli of the Lions at half back. So Martelli goes
elects to go further afield, and he finds Netherton on his own, takes the mark.
Too. Hit him on the run, so it was a nice kick.
Netherton gives it to Carboni running by on his beautiful left foot, puts it out in front of Offa. Offa puts the glove up, can't take it. Keeps the ball in play, does Offa very cleverly, brings it back into the centre of the ground. They all fly, no one can mark it. Ball's handballed out by Templeton. It's taken there by Offa again, who's put in a big high snap. They stand underneath. Ball's 20 metres out in front of the Lions goal. Gathered there beautifully by the Lions player in Parfitt. He's stripped of it, and there's a free kick for holding the ball.
Good tackle by Rinder.
Rinder gets it to Polar in the back pocket, right back pocket. They've worked hard, Collie, this quarter. Get it up further afield, just on the edge of D50 to Cameron Davidson. Took the mark. He wants to bring it back into the corridor, and he does to Michael, but the ump...
There's 50, I think.
Yeah, 50-metre penalty.
They need to turn the lights on here,
Yeah, I think they might have to. They might have to batten down the hatches too as these clouds get darker.
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
So, Rinder. Is it Rinder with the... Yeah, Rinder has the ball. No, he doesn't. It's Romain. Has the ball just on behind centre wing here for the Eagles.
He needs a bit of movement up front.
They need
so
to
he's
get
got
moving. There's only 20 seconds left in the quarter. So he needs to rock and roll. He goes long with an absolute mongrel floater, whatever you want to call it. Getting onto it is Williamson. Grabs the handball as the lights come on.
Someone's listening to us over there. Thanks for that.
And away they go through the corridor. Time will beat them. It gets the centre forward. And umpire raises two hands in the air. And on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard at three-quarter time here at Collie Recreation Ground, it's Collie Eagles 5-1-31, trailing their Harvey Brunswick Leschanel Lions 7-5-47. It is a 16-point ball game.
Another fantastic quarter of Southwest League football brought to you by SEN Spirit. We'll be back after break for the final quarter. Welcome back to the Collie Rec Ground. It is three-quarter time. And we have a game on our hands. HBL, 7 goals, 5-47. They lead a very encouraging Collie Eagles, 5 goals, 1-31. So a pretty good game of footy we've had so far. It is very dull at the Collie ground. The lights are on, but and the lights are new, improved, and they look pretty good up here, Macca.
Absolutely. Craney and Collie have put themselves in a position to win this game if they're good enough. But what do you reckon, mate? Ty Anderson's got his hands on a roller carpet for WA Supermarket at this point?
Yeah, there's a few poking their hand up for it, but he's just pacing. His ability to break the game open is pretty good. We tell you what, a Hemp Brothers rising star is starting to stand up too in Josh Elliott from down back.
Yeah, he's been terrific.
I'll just go for a quick around the grounds to Jared in a minute for Geograph Civil as the ball is held aloft. We're into the last quarter. This is SEN Spirit and Darren McDonald.
Up they go for KFC. It's Fontana who wins it for the Eagles, and they strip through. Zach Palatti hacks it forward. It gets inside 50 on the bounce. They gather the footy, and he wrapped up very quickly. It was Jared Cameron. And it'll be a ball up 40 metres out, dead in front of Collie's goal. Good start for them. One down by Fletcher. Anderson comes through, can't pick it up. Jono Fenwick does, gets a handball to Saunders. Saunders looks up, chips the ball out of defence, went too high for his opponent. Rinder dropped what he should have taken, fights for the footy still at left. It's at high left half forward for the Eagles, and it's holding the ball, and it's going to be a free kick to the Lions.
And a quick around the ground thanks to Geograph Civil.
South Bunbury win the game 19-10, 124 to Augusta Margaret River 7-8-50.
Oh, gee, it's like you down there, Jared.
So Soulos got rid of the ball by hand. He's found a teammate further up the field in Ferguson. Ferguson on that wing puts it in front of Offa, who nearly takes a very good mark. Ball comes to ground. Umpire's found a free kick going the way of the Collie defender, saying Offa dealt with him harshly as Bignell just mongrels it out of defence, and away they go. It's in front of the wing. Fontana grabs it, takes off. Here's that ungainly kicking style on his left boot. Into the hot
he's taken it.
Davison on the chest. Collie starting to warm up for Halfhouse, Craney.
And I'll tell you what, the Harvey Nyman bench in front of us, pretty excited about that. They'll be even more excited if he puts this one through.
Ooh.
This would be a big, big goal in the context of this contest.
He used his body exceptionally well with Williams there. Held front position, then at the last minute dived forward to take it on his chest. So he's dead in front, and he'll have a crack at this from about 35 metres, Will Cameron Davison.
And this will warm the game up thanks to Hearth House.
In he comes. Gets to 35. It's a low, flat drop punt. The umpire does not move, and Davidson gets his first of the day.
Wow, what a start for the Collie Eagles. And their confidence will go up too as they move along on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard to 6 goals, 131. They still trailing 7 goals, HBL 7 goals, 547, but right in the mix. They actually got away from that contest pretty well. The kick-in was good, and as you said, Davison held front spot, and he was true. I think the Ash Stewart had his eyes closed in front of us down here, but until he heard the crowd go off, because they're right behind them. Ladies' Day at Collie Oval here too. They'll be having a great time.
It's a 10-point ball game. We've still got 18 minutes left to play as the ball gets back to the middle of the ground after it's done a little trip down to the town square for the 4th time today for KFC. So, game has really warmed up, Craney. Let's hope it goes to the wire. Love these tight affairs.
Well, that's what I said to both coaches. A 1 point ball game would do us.
Up they go. One down by Fletcher. Taken by Pitchers. He's wrapped up by Anderson. Ball spills free. Fontana. He's inspired. Mongrel's one forward to centre forward. Ball stumped away. Getting there's Carboni as he so often does. Has a look. He might want to have a bounce. But no, on the left foot. Goes up forward. Boucher leads all comers to the ball. Gets a handball away just. No, umpire says he's held without it. So Billy Boucher, the only multiple goal kicker on the ground today, gets a free kick up at high, right half forward.
Might have been a tad lucky there.
Looks to the top of 50, but that man Michael played a great game today. Gets a handball on quickly to Bignell. Bignell goes for the same theory of mongrelling it out of defence. It worked last time. Zach Palatti really takes it on. Sockers it back towards the wing. Inside the corridor. Here's Pitchers. Hacks it forward. They're just trying to get it forward at any cost. The big fella there in Cummings couldn't grab the footy, but they still hack it forward. Umpires found a free kick, and it's going to the Lions defender for being legged. So play holds up for a moment. Ball goes to half back. Mark taken. Book comes into the middle of the ground. Offer. Jumps. Can't mark. Rinder there. Feeds out a handball to Remain. He's met solidly. They keep moving the ball forward. Cameron can't get the... Can't go over. It's actually Mears. Can't get hold of the footy, and now HBL bring it out of defence. Big Fletcher got in the road. He might end up with the football yet. He doesn't. HBL player legged. Comes back. It's hooked in there by Polar. Cummings can't take the mark. Cameron sets after it. He'll be licking his lips. Tries to get a handball to a teammate. They've nearly mucked it up. Davison's got his second in a row.
It's
Umpire said it's touched off the boot. Talk about a buzzkill, Craney. I thought he got his 7 in the row.
Yeah, you're ready to go on that.
I've already had it written in the book.
There wasn't much in it.
They bring it out of defence. Taken there by Heenan. Has a bounce. Getting it up to the wing by foot. There's plenty of HBL players. Fletcher takes on his chest. Thought about playing on for a minute, then no. Goes back. Goes into centre forward. Good mark on his chest to Piper.
Collie are going to push back very quickly here.
Carboni calling for it in the corridor. Piper elects to go to the pocket. A good mark out in front. Uncontested.
Yeah, there was too much space there. Collie had spent a lot of energy getting it towards the goals. And as they come back as quick as a flash, Boucher found plenty of space down there. And look, as we said before, he's a renowned goal kicker, is Billy Boucher.
He's been like a sprinkler up forward today. He's been popping up everywhere, Billy Boucher. He might get his 3rd for the day if he's lucky. Bit worse than 45 degrees right side for a right footer.
Jared found that funny too. He's got a little bit of a chuckle in the background.
Kicks it from 45 on the right, puts it up nice and high, won't make the distance. Pack converges. Davison, that's Jack, puts a big fist in. Palatti gets after it, but be throw in about 20 metres around in the right forward pocket for HBL.
Did you like that one, Jared?
I did like it. It was a good one, that one.
Yep. Is it good as Craney's crack-ups?
Not quite.
No, that's good.
Oh, fair suck of the sauce bottle, fellas. I didn't think it was a competition. Ball comes back into play. That was for Dale Alcock, Southwest home. Pitchers has it off the ruck knock. He's wrapped up straight away. And Harvey Brunswick, Leschenot would like a goal here. Just to give himself some breathing space. One down by Fletcher. Here's the speedster in I forgot his name, Anderson. I couldn't get it out. Got it to Ward. Ward taken high. He's kicked 3 points today. Surely he won't miss this one.
No, I reckon he will. Got the high tackle right in front for the HBL side. And they'll be looking forward to it. It's been a while since they kicked a goal.
My tongue got twisted there. I was going to say ambush instead of Anderson. The mouth was moving, the brain wasn't. He's almost dead in front. Slight angle. Right side for a right foot.
Oh.
He just sneaks it in, Craney.
He did. He'll take that.
He's been a really good target and he's put himself in good positions to kick goals. He's been inaccurate today, so he's getting him to work on his craft during the week. He looks like quite a handy player, young
He's
Ward.
good size, isn't he?
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Yeah, it's just that little bit of finesse when it comes to lining up. And as I said, he only just snuck one there through, but it doesn't matter if you sneak it through by an inch or a mile or you put it through the middle, as long as it goes between those two big sticks. A handy little goal.
So 11-point turnaround, Craney.
It was.
That fingernail on the line down the other end, and now a goal down here to a dubious free kick.
Yeah, that they probably could have done better with the Collie Eagles down there. Timekeeper getting a bit cranky out there, but he's all right.
It's back,
good. He's still got a smile on his face.
Back out to a 15-point ball game on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard in favour of Harvey Brunswick. Leschenolder's Carboni brings the ball out of the middle of the ground for the Lions. They're into attack again. Out comes Parfitt. Can't gather the footy. Chitty goes in for the Eagles. Elliott rearing Parfitt like a glove. Ball is still in dispute. They cannot get it out here at left half forward for the Lions.
And Collie have been valiant all day. They need to hold on this last quarter and keep up the pressure. They've been very, very good.
6 minutes gone in this last quarter. Up they go. Ball one down by Fletcher. Parfitt gathers it cleanly, but Elliott, sticking to him like glue, wraps him up.
I tell you what, Fletcher will be putting his hand up for the WA Carpet Supermarket best on. He's been pretty good this afternoon as well.
He has been excellent. One down by Fontana.
So is this man.
Hacked forward by Michael. Big fist forward by the Lions in Matt Fenwick, but then it's picked up by Zach Palatti, and he drives Collie into attack. Ball's done. It's done really well by Bajetta. Gets a handball away. Picked up by Jono Fenwick in a bit of space. Puts it out in front of Timewell, but it's not a great handball. And Zach Palatti comes along again to save the day for the Eagles. He's tackled well by Timewell.
Two players didn't fare very well there, and Bajetta's got a bit of a sore angle.
There's a little bit of a how do you do out there, and the umpire's giving the free kick to, who is that, Murphy.
And Deegan Cummings is a bit slow to get on.
Slim tackle it was.
It's right back to Zach Palatti for a dangerous tackle. In it comes to Bignell. Takes a mark on his chest. He's been very good today, Craney.
Yeah, a lot of them been very good standing up.
He floats another one into centre forward, and a mark is taken on the chest by Templeton.
That's one thing Collie do, though. They run about 80 away from the ball. They need to push up to become an option.
So Templeton goes long back down that wing, down the line. Ball is fisted away. Umpire's found a free kick. It's over the shoulder to Big Fletcher.
Just too tall then.
Yeah, he made them panic. Fletcher, just behind centre wing, gets a handball off to Anderson. He takes off like wildfire. Floats one inside 50. Oh, I thought it was a mark there, almost a polar, but he gathered the ball and they repel it well through Elliott. Stopped well by Pitches. He's mistimed the kick, but it ends with Romain. Lux of Fortune gets around on his left Romain and puts it out in front in Fontana in a mile of space. He keeps it in. He's got time. Time to steady. He's outside 50. Chips it into the corridor. Cummings! On the chest, a beautiful lead, a beautiful pass by that ungainly kicking style Craney, and Collie get a chance to trim this gap again.
When it works like that, it's the best kicking style. It is. He is very, very effective, and he's worked extremely hard all over the ground as Jace Fontana to give the young man a shot for goal, young Deacon Cummings. Let's see if he can put this one through for the Collie Eagles.
45-degree angle. Will shoot from about 40 metres. Right side for a right footer. Let's go now from 40. It's a mongrel drop punt still in play. They come out. There's that was young Murphy. His kick smothered. Ball's fisted away by the Lions. They bring it out here to the members' side. Picked up by Jared Cameron. Umpire said it's a throw, so the Lions will get a relieving free kick in defence. They are under a bit of pressure at the moment, the Lions.
Yeah, look, it's good. It's good value.
Ball's chipped across by Fenwick to Williams. Williams marks it. Oh, comes out to Templeton, drops what he should have taken, gets a handball out to Carboni, been good today. Gets another handball inside, but they're under pressure. Bignell storms through. Jono Fenwick peeks his head over the footy. Like the way he goes about it, Jono Fenwick. Really good, strong, hard leader of this football club.
He is a good leader. He leads from the front. He is very, very effective.
So there's a throw in at right half forward for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes, right half forward for the Collie Eagles. They'll be wanting a goal here. It's about 10 minutes ticked over for this quarter. Ball comes back into play. One down by Fontana. Hacked out of the air by Fenwick, Jono Fenwick. Ball trickles over the ground. It's about 5 metres further up the field from where they just threw it in for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes, so they'll have to do it all again. Oh, I can feel the tension. Craney, what about you?
It is, mate. It is an absolute ripper at the moment.
We've got Johnny Baguetta right behind us here. I can feel his tension. Ball's wrapped up on the top of the 50 here for the Collie Eagles, about 45 degrees, so there'll be a ball up for KFC.
Young Jordan just hurt his ankle, but I think he's all right, is he? Yeah, he's all right. Johnny Badger, he'll be all right.
Ball's one down by Fletcher. Chitty has it for Collie. He's tackled immediately. It's gone up a gear, the tempo, but so is the pressure. Jack Davison, handball out to Jared Cameron, gets through 3 of them, mongrels it forward, ball pitches and bounces straight. No one can take it. Cummings can't pick it up. Can't get a boot to it. That was desperation personified by the Harvey Brunswick Leschenault player who threw his body on the ball. I think it may have been...
Gee, it just wouldn't come up. The timekeeper
looked... I'm trying to work out who it is. Turn around. Is it Matt Fenwick? No, it was Martelli. Ball's one down by Fletcher. He thumps it.
They've had their opportunities, the Collie Eagles, in this quarter. There was a couple of goals that probably should have. Well, you have a bit of a spell there, mate.
Oh, Martelli, that was fantastic.
It was a good effort, wasn't it? We're looking for the Western All-Perth Services goal of the day. Collie would like one pulled out the hat here.
So we're in the left forward pocket for the Collie Eagles. Ball comes back into play for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes. It's one down by Fletcher. Players get their heads over the footy they've done all day. Michael trying to emerge from the pack. Does so, but not before the umpire's whistle. So he's going to ball it up just inside the boundary line in that left forward pocket for the Eagles. Up they go again. Fontana and Fletcher. Fontana somehow got a bit of purchase on it, but the Lions managed to tumble it forward and it's out of play in the left half-back flank for HBL.
Yeah, got it out of the danger zone for a bit. The HBL under a bit of pressure.
There's no clean footy, Craney.
No, look, the pressure is enormous. And Collie, as I said, they've had a couple of opportunities in this quarter that probably should have been goals.
Absolutely. They might kick themselves later. As the ball comes back into play for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes. One down by Fontana, who's really giving everything he can. Carboni hacks the ball. Lux of Fortune goes to Boucher. Carboni's run on exceptionally well. Kicks it over the top of the pack, inside forward 50, and says run and stun. So that's what they do. Piper has the football, looks for someone to give it to, calls that man Ward in, who takes the mark on his chest about 10 metres out, directly in front.
Yeah, that was well played. They just held until they had something to go to. They run down the wing there very well, did HBL. And this one will make it very tricky as Ward walks in and pops it.
Oh, the umpire's done a fair bit of work, but he's got it through. 2 goals, 3, Wardy. We need to get his sights right for next week. He could have been a world beater today. I think I'm pretty sure that was Piper that kicked it into him. He held it up just enough, directed traffic, and that. Well, he put the ball in beautiful position.
He just made something happen. He could have banged it home, and he just waited and made something happen and put the pressure on Ward to create an option. That's exactly what he did. And you're right about Ward. He's a pretty big boy. You
could just about hear the HBL supporters
a bit of a sigh of relief
singing as he was running down the boundary line. Danny Boy, the pipes are piping.
Oh, there you go. Gee, it's been a long day, Darren. Don't worry about that.
I've got a 2.5 hour drive back to Perth, you blokes. See anything I'm going. It's Saturday night, can't have a beer till 9 o'clock.
It enjoys it. It's been an enjoyable game, though.
Oh, it's a fantastic game of footy. Ball goes up. Taken out by Big Fletcher, who's stamping his claim for the big roller carpet from WA Super. Offer picks it up, eludes one, gets around on his left, sends it towards home, and I'd say the Lions are home.
Yeah, Blake Offer, that's his second for this afternoon, and he doesn't miss them. He just wheeled onto his left boot and made absolute uncertainty of that, but it was just right from the centre bounce. Fletcher's been absolutely magnificent, and nothing against Fontana and Davidson, who've tried very hard
They're
against
giving
him.
away about 20 centimetres.
But that's right. You're up against a very one of the best ruckmen in our league.
Yeah.
So he's been good. Ty Anderson on the end of most of them ones. Connor Carboni very good. Their midfield. We talked about the midfield to start with. They're very, very quick.
So as we look at the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, it's 6 goals, 238 to the Eagles, to 10-5-65 the Lions. So we're getting out to that 5-goal margin as Zach Palatti wins the ball out of the middle for the Collie Eagles. They're not done with it. Cummings can't take the mark. In comes Mears, can't pick it up. They've all got their Martelli characteristic, dives on it. Saunders goes in hard, rides the bump. Bignell's there. He's a brick wall. You won't get through him, and there'll be a ball up at the top of the Eagles' 50.
Absolutely he is, isn't he? He just doesn't mess around. He doesn't have 2 grabs. He just stops it.
Ball's one down by Fletcher. Here comes the speedster. Ty Anderson gets it out to the wing on the far side. Offer sets after it like that. Lean Roo Doggies. He's tackled as he grabs the football. It spills free. Umpire says play on. And there'll be a ball in.
That was a pretty handy tackle for Bunbury Mower Service too.
It was a brilliant tackle. And there'll be a throw in for Dale Alcock, Southwest Homes at the right half forward for the Lions.
Hope you stoked up your house fire, have you? It's going to be nippy when you get home.
Rightio, Fletcher got it down and it was won by Templeton. He hacked it forward. Piper can't mark this one. Davidson right with him. In came a bit of a helping hand from Smith, but there'll be a ball up just inside 50 for the Lions. Whoa, KFC ball up at that. Up they go. One down by Fletcher, just stumps it out there and says, Ty Anderson, do your work, and he does. Cleanly off the deck, gets it to Piper. Danny Boy, his kick smothered. It gets by Tanner. He did exceptionally well, and that pressure gauge is still running at red, Craney.
Yeah, I reckon Astro will be very happy with that defensive unit and just the style Collie have gone about their game. They're going to lose a game of footy, but I tell you what, they've put a fair bit into it.
Absolutely they have. They'll take a lot from this, the Collie players, as Ward wins the ball down. Can't be taken. Michael's in there. Fontana gets it on his left boot and clears it away. Ball tumbles outside 50. The Lions are there. Brought back into play. Ferguson.
Oh, what a smother.
A teammate there, and Matt Fenwick gets it to his brother Jono Fenwick, picks it up, runs to 50, right foot to the hot spot. Bignell can't get it. Slapped there beautifully by Tanner, and they're out of trouble momentarily, and the mark taken there beautifully by the Collie defender, and he comes into the middle of the ground. They play on quickly. That was Smith. They get it to centre half forward. I think it's a 50-metre penalty. Yes, it is. So Smith's within range. He's running down because he wants to make quick work of it. There's about 4.5 minutes left to play. Smith, 55 out. Goes long and strong to the square to a one-on-one. And it just is touched and goes over for a behind by Heenan.
Give it every chance then, didn't they?
Jeez, he got moving.
The Collie Eagles, they've had their chances in this quarter, no doubt about that. A couple of goals they could have, probably should have, but didn't. It would have made the difference. But HBL, look, they've shown a bit of their class.
Williams to bring the ball back into play. He's got Carboni, Martelli free. Williams runs it out to this member's side. They all set. Elliott with the big fist finds Mears on the deck. He gets it to Chitty. Chitty handballs through to Smith, who's trying to burrow his way through, and he's legged. He's going to get a free kick. So
do you know the best part about that, Small? He actually spoiled it to a teammate.
It's almost deja vu, Craney, but this time he elects to go to the pocket. It's a big contest there. With them is Williams. They might try and force the ball over the line. No, they don't. Heenan clears the ball out to the far side. They sit underneath it. Ball's in dispute again. Gathered really well by Chitty. Handballs to no one in particular, but they've come through. There's a beautiful pick-up and pass by Jacob Palatti, and it's landed on the chest of Mears.
Do you think Collie got better as the game has gone on?
Absolutely they have. Well, they fought it out from the start. Now they're getting a bit of reward for effort. It's Mears. Mears on the right foot. Deep in the pocket.
That'll do.
He's got it. It might be bridged too far, Craney, with 3 minutes to go, but they go to 7-3-45 to Harvey Brunswick 10-5-65. It's 20 points.
Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there. Yeah, that's a fitting end, isn't it? As I said, I've had a few opportunities this afternoon. 7 goals, 3. They've worked very, very hard. Nice little finish by Hayden Mears, his first for the afternoon.
Yep.
And they worked it very well. And I think they're just improving. They've got a lot to work with. Very impressed with them so far this afternoon.
And you've got to say that Fontana, Bignell, Jared Cameron and Zach Palatti have really stood up and been good role models for the young players today as Ward tried to clear that out of the middle of the ground. It ends up with Templeton. Templeton goes inside 50 for Harvey Brunswick. Ball's picked up there by Boucher. Gets a handball off to Ferguson. Ferguson on the left boot goes straight up in the air, but it will be at the hot spot. Offer comes out.
Well, that's a great mark.
And Parfitt was there, but it was a beautiful mark in defence by the Collie player in Tanner. And now they have the ball up here at half-back. It's picked up now by Netherton. Handballs it to a contest. Boucher had Bignell hot on his hammer. Anderson's ended up with it. Taking a bit of time, gives it to Carboni. He sees a gap and goes straight through it. Has a bounce, running wide on the left boot. Ball's cleared the contest and runs over the line just in front of Offa. So it'll be a ball in their left forward pocket for the Lions.
Yes, the time's starting to tick away on what has been a very good game this afternoon.
We didn't get the
very
rain,
entertaining.
Crane.
No, look, it's been beautiful. Well, the Collie weather's always lovely, isn't it?
if you're from Iceland.
Yes, Jared
Ball comes
O'Brien
back into
agrees.
play.
Of course, born and bred a Collie.
Umpires found a free kick and it's going the way of the Lions player in Piper for being infringed in the ruck contest. And then he's on a 45-degree angle and he'll kick the ball from about 40 metres out right side for a right footer.
When was the last time the bike track was up and running, Jared?
We do digress. The last time they had to close it down after Jared's last ride because he set it on fire.
Yeah, thanks to Harthouse, he was too warm.
In comes Piper. Shoots from 40 on the right boot. It's as straight as an arrow. Danny Boy, the pipes are piping as Piper puts through his first goal of the day.
Yeah, that first goal for Zach Piper, but look, he's been pretty good. There's been a lot of good players this afternoon. It's going to be pretty hard to get our WA Carpet Supermarket Player of the Day because a lot of players have put their hand up from both sides. So it's a good finish by Piper. He's a bit of a class act, and I think that's quite a few goal scorers for the HBL side.
And it's taken it back out to about 26 points.
It's 8 separate goal scorers for HBL. So
that's pretty good to have that spread.
Of course, without Jared Humphries too, which is their number 1 goal kicker. So we hope he
can make you unpredictable without your spearhead.
Yeah, that's right. But it'd be handy. I bet they'd love to have him back.
Just over a minute to go. The ball goes up for KFC. It's one down by Big Ward. Taken by Templeton. Gets a handball out to Ferguson, who's run on. He runs to half forward and drives it inside. They come out to meet it. No one can take the mark. Panetta picks it up. Left foot goal. Panetta gets his second in the dying stages of this game, and they've really put it to bed now. It's out to 31 points on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard.
Yeah, but also what it does, that percentage is going to come in very important towards the end of the season because it is so tight. So every one that they get just adds to that a little bit.
Yep, absolutely. Percentage is always important, particularly in today's footy and the way it's playing. You don't know what can happen from one week to the next.
Well, it's going to be interesting that latter day. And there's going to be some interesting games tomorrow in the league.
It's just a footy feast at the moment across the Southwest Footy League.
Oh, you love the Southwest Football League.
The Red and Whites doing it as they are in the AFL, just taking all comers.
Yes, Paul Hazelby tipped South Bunbury to take the flag this year. So
he's not a bad judge, even though he comes from Northampton. Up they go. One down by Ward. Remain right in the gun. Anderson with him. Palatti. Umpire finds a free kick and it's going to Anderson.
I think that's only because the replay was playing above his head.
Jono Fenwick got the handball from Anderson. Goes inside 50 in the pocket and
Zachy Piper.
Sing it. Yeah. So Piper, right on the boundary line, right side for a left footer, will kick it from about 40 again.
They've got some class all over the ground.
Give yourself
HBL.
3. Give yourself 2, Piper. You've worked pretty hard this quarter. He is going to have a crack at it. Craney. There's about 23 seconds to go. In they come. Piper off his right boot. He's given it every chance.
Oh, there you go. We had to wait.
There it is, the CPR Outdoor Centre mark of the day in the dying seconds of this game. Thank you very much, Blake Offer.
Oh, that was absolutely outstanding. Have a look at the replay of that one. Right on the siren, if you don't mind, Blake Offer. That was a beauty.
He's going to kick it from about 2 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Finish it off.
Bang, and he's put it right out onto the road. So any kids out there, get the footy and run. It'll be all yours.
All right, we're gonna have a quick look at the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. With 14 goals, 5
83
HBL have defeated the Collie Eagles. 7 goals, 3. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back to wrap it all up with you shortly.
See you guys. Very entertaining.
And welcome back to Collie Recreation Centre. And we have watched a magnificent game of footy. HBL run out eventual winners 13 goals 583 to the Collie Eagles 7 goals 345. End up a good win by HBL, but Collie Eagles, well, they did nothing wrong this afternoon. They were very, very entertaining. This is the post-game show thanks to Lingmart Bearing Equipment. And I think we'll just go straight into the awards. Gentlemen, we welcome Jared O'Brien back to the commentary team. Welcome, Jared.
Yeah, what a good game it was, Craney. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Collie played really good footy. Obviously, HBL kicked away at the end, mate. But I think the mark of the day is pretty well sorted.
That was a beauty. Wait to the last 23 seconds. Let's go to the peak performance, keeping you on the move. City and regional fuels BP locations throughout the southwest. The peak performance of this afternoon, where would you look to there, Mac?
I'm going to give the peak performance to the Collie 4 quarters of pressure that they persevered with and really took it up to the Lions. The Lions, top of the ladder. Collie have only won one game, and they just didn't have it their own way today. It got down to a 10-point ball game halfway through that last quarter.
I totally agree with you on that. The big moments. And Buckingham, the Butchers, of course. Macca loves Buckingham, the Butchers.
I love Buckingham Butchers' big
moments. The big moments. Well, they don't get much bigger. I know we're going to give him mark of the day, but for Blake Offer. But I think the big moments was in that last quarter when Collie had a couple of chances. They probably should have got those goals. It would have brought them back a lot closer.
Absolutely.
But they didn't quite get them, and HBL run the ball down and scored against them.
Yeah, absolutely. That 11-point turnaround, that big moment with that fingernail on the line. And Martinelli just diving on the ball desperately in defence. Absolutely.
So that's for the Buckingham, the Butchers. Yep. You love them sausages from Buckingham, the Butchers.
The big steaks, the big hamburgers. Give me as much Buckingham beef as you can bucking give me.
And the rising star for Hemp Brothers, Western Australia's most trusted hemp-based products. Well, the rising star, I've got a bit of a nomination. I'll get a nomination off you guys, but I'm going to throw Josh Elliott in from the Collie Eagles. Yeah. He's a Colts player. I thought he was outstanding.
I'll back you in there, mate.
Yeah, I'm 100% behind you too. I think watching him play some good footy today, and you like to see that Craney Colts player come up and play some good footy, especially at a side like Collie who are needing to find those next players.
And the coach of the year, or coach and move of the day, there's no business like your business bank of Queensland. You know what I liked? There's two, Ash Stewart and Derek Hall, two fantastic blokes that before the start of the game, even though they're rivals, they walked off, had a good chat to each other. Yeah. They throw everything into the contest, and but still prepared to still have a bit of a chat to each other.
Absolutely. There was a coach's move tried whereby they put Michael into the middle of the ground, Collier in that second half to try and spark them. He was really damaging across half, or not damaging, but resolute across half-back for them, but it didn't quite have the result they wanted. He still did a lot of his work around half-back, but at least he had a crack for the Bank of Queensland.
And the CPR outdoor for Sheds Patio Decks. And the mark of the day, well, I had a few written down before the last 23 seconds because Talon Michaels took a beauty, Josh Elliott took a beauty. Yeah. But I think they all paled in significance, would you have thought, as the replay goes up of Blake Offer's mark of the day. So I don't think we'd have any arguments with that one. For the Western Oil Pest Services goal of the day, that was a bit different. There was a couple of really good ones there. Blake Offer kicked a good one. Blake Soulis kicked a ripper. Yes. Pierce Ferguson kicked a beauty. Yes. Caden Panetta kicked a beauty. Jai Smith kicked a ripper for Collie. Yeah. Who got the goal of the day, Macca?
Well, I think we went for the first goal of the day in the end, didn't we, to young Panetta, front and square, the front of the pack. Very clean gather, under a fair bit of pressure, straight on the right boot and straight through the middle to draw first blood.
And the Bunbury Mower Services, Preston Power Equipment, helping you tackle the yard. I like the bit of a pun there. You tackle the yard for the tackle of the day. I think that was Jared Cameron's in front of us. Yeah. He made about 50 metres, I reckon. He was 100 mile an hour. But, sometimes you get there and then you stuff the tackle up and you give the kick away. He didn't. Yeah. He got the kick, and I thought that was outstanding.
He got the technical aspects exactly right in that tackle. So often you can be moving flat strap, you get excited, you wrap a player up and you can carry them forward and give away a free kick or turn it into a dangerous tackle today. But he did extremely well there. Jared Cameron showed all his class and experience.
This is a post-game wrap thanks to Linmark Bearing Equipment and the WA Carpet Supermarket, best on ground. Well, there was a few players that threw their hand up for this one. Jack Fletcher, outstanding.
Yes.
Ty Anderson, outstanding.
Yes.
Blake Offer, outstanding.
Carboni was
Talon Michael,
magnificent.
outstanding, I
Yes.
thought. Davison, Cameron, there was so many
Jack
good
Davison was great. Bignell was brilliant, just hard and tough. Jack Davidson was terrific. They all worked so hard. Who are we going to... Oh, Rinda was really good in defence as well.
I'm going to throw it across to our man on the spot, Jared O'Brien, to pick our WA Carpet Supermarket best on ground.
You put a tough one in there for me, haven't you?
I did.
Yeah. Oh, you could just about give it to half the HBL side. They played really good footy towards the end. I really liked Blake Offer's game today, but you could throw a blanket over a few of them. So I'm gonna go with Blake Offer because I really like him. 3 goals as well, which is always a handy get. So that I'm gonna go with Blake Offer, but I'll let you guys deliberate. a little bit
Jared's
further.
going with Blake Offer because he really likes him.
Yeah, I really liked his game, I should say.
He's a good bloke, so we'll give him the WA Carpet
No,
Supermarket.
good call, Jared.
I think special mentions to Big Jack Fletcher in the ruck, outstanding. Talon
Yes.
Michael for the Collie Eagles.
Yeah.
He was really hard amongst it. Adam Bignell,
4 quarters
as always,
there.
4 quarters. But and Ty Anderson was pretty handy as
Oh.
well. But we'll go with what you said, Jared. So that gets our awards done and dusted. There was another game played down south. Gerald will have the score for that one, but that was a big win by the Tigers. I think both these clubs come away with wins today. I mean, the HBL, they had to win it to stay in the 5, and the Collie Eagles done enough to suggest that they're going to be moving forward. On behalf of SEN Spirit, this is Alan Crown, Darren McDonald and Jared O'Brien, and we'll see you next week at the footy.
HBL by 38 points over the Collie Eagles here at the Collie Recreation Ground.